talking about me being nice. This is ridiculous. Excuse me? Fallen, what are you doing? Fallen? Do we need to have a chat? Why are we already doing things? I have barely even started. Hi, Kudo. How you doing? Hi, everybody, and welcome in. Thank you so much for coming to today's episode of Behind the Screens. I know we didn't get to do Saturdays. We will be rescheduling with Onion for not this coming Saturday, but the one after. So I know you guys were looking forward to that one as well. I am loving the earrings. Thank you, Kudo. To pay for your coffee since you bought S'moreos. Fallen! I'm going to beat somebody. And it's probably going to be Cat. Anyways, thank you for coming to today's episodes of Behind the Screens, guys. I love your faces. We're going to be sitting down with the wonderful pirate queen herself, MintArtifact. And if you guys don't know who she is one of my caring creator teammates. She is an absolutely wonderful and lovely human being. I freaking adore her face. And if you guys don't know who she is, well, you're about to, because we have her intro video here on file and ready to go. So sit back, buckle up, and let's learn a little bit about Mint.
Mwah. Ooh.
Come here, Pun.
No crying. Jesus Christ. Son of a... I'm sorry. We all have ball buddies. Why are there bats? Thick is always the answer. With 2 C's, by the way. It was across the street, but through a red light. Woo.
I hear that you've been a very naughty boy.
'Cause mommy is always on top.
But remember, only the good ones get the juice.
Speaking of it being wet in here.
I'm worthy of love and respect. I'm also full of soup.
Here we are. We are having our first ever sort of collab with the MintArtifact, where she is a hot guest in the hot seat today. And we're gonna just vibe out. We've got questions for her, and I feel like most of my questions for you are gonna be very freeform because I actually know quite a bit about you. I don't really need to go from a list with you.
Well, hey, sweet. That's good. I received a very kind gift recently from an anonymous person, and it is behind me over here.
Oh, that looks awesome. I love that.
So amazing, and I'm very excited about it.
That looks, I thought about getting one of those, but then I was like, my background is so much farther behind me, it would have to be huge in order to be readable. Like, it would have to be massive. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know that I need one of those that bad.
It has been on my Amazon wish list for a long time. It was like something I wanted for years. So I was really excited about it.
That's really sweet, though. I love that. All right. I'm going to get right down to this because I want to hear a little bit more about certain things for sure.
Okay.
Minty.
Yes.
When it comes to streaming in general, how did you start and why?
So I started streaming almost about 7 years ago. It took me about 6 months to get affiliate. I started because I was playing a lot of Ark Survival Evolved, and I'd played that since beta. And people in the community knew me because I was like really deep into it. I was breeding gigas for boss fights and boss rexes and things like that. Just very into the game. And people would hear my voice and they would be like, oh my gosh, you'd be a streamer. And I never knew what a streamer was. I was like, cool. You know, like, what do you mean? What is that? And then I was gaming with somebody who said they were streaming and they were telling me about Twitch. And so I followed them and I went to his channel and I saw what it was. And I remember giving him like 2 bits and I felt like I gave him a lot of money and but I was wrong. That was only like 2 pennies. And I was like, okay, my bad, you know, but I was learning. Right. And so I
Right.
eventually got the hang of things and I just was like, okay, I'm just going to try, you know, turned it on one day and this person comes in and hung out with me the whole stream. And then later they came back. Their name is Renegale. He is my first ever subscriber. He's literally been
Aw.
with me since day one. And as it evolved, I changed because I was a teacher at the time. So I was like teaching during the day and coming home and streaming during the night to like there's no like real schedule. And then once COVID hit, I at that point was full-time caregiving for my grandmother, and had stepped back from working and was only streaming and caring for my grandma. And then it just kind of changed at that point because I could see that the community and that people were really struggling with feeling alone or feeling like they didn't have someone to talk to or make them laugh or smile. And everything changed for me at that moment because I wanted to have the opportunity to show people that there were kindness and there were kind people left in the world, and that I wanted to make people smile and be there for people who felt alone and connect people with other people. Do you know what I'm saying? Like build a
Yeah.
community so that they could find friends within them. And that's where we've been going from ever since.
Hey, that's a really good that's a really good way to start though. For it to just start and blossom into something where it's just you show just straight from your heart that it's let's not be alone. Let's make friends and help people find friends at the same time so that nobody has to feel that way. That's
Right.
an absolutely amazing way to do it.
Yeah. It
Very
was natural. It just kind of was like, this is something I'm seeing, so I want to
right.
go with it, you know, and I didn't know how it was going to work out, but it did, you know.
It is that's very, very sweet. And I do applaud you for that because it's not something that a lot of people think about until a lot of the times they're in the situation themselves where they're just like lonely and they're seeking that attention from other people. To see it coming from the other way where like hey, let's not have everybody be lonely. And I think you've done a really good job of that. You and your
Thank you.
community are very, very, I was going to say wholesome, but then I had to backtrack.
We have our moments, you know. The sus. Well, okay, so when I started it, there was no like PG-13, 18 plus. It just was whatever it was, you know. And then I had friends who were very family friendly,
Mhm.
and I think you might know one of them. His name's Raven. You know, at the time he was family
Yeah,
friendly.
yeah. I might
Yeah.
know who this gentleman is. Just
Yeah, you might. Yeah.
just a bit.
So I had a few other friends with him and a couple others. So they were all family friendly, and I was gaming with them so often that I just was like, you know what, I'll just go family friendly as well.
Right.
So then that way I'm just I'm already there when we game together.
Right.
But my mods,
Colin, he has a sharp turn.
My mods had so many times. No, Mitts, don't say that. Oh my gosh, like just not on purpose. Just completely on accident. And so it was deemed at one point that I am grounded and can no longer be family friendly.
Yeah, the don't say that, Minty. That little voice video clip we hear all the time.
The clip heard around the world. Yes. Yes,
Don't
that
say-
one followed.
Yeah, the story of PvE versus PvP. I have seen that clip I don't know how many times. And the real question I had about that clip is, was that on purpose or was it completely on accident?
Completely on accident. That was the stuff I was just doing, and I still do it from time to time. I just say it. Just say things.
Miss Mommy.
And I don't know. I don't mean it. Fallen literally sat there, like, because I was not really heated, but I was in like a aggravated conversation with somebody, and he's like, Mint, stop saying that. And I'm like, what? What am I saying? I don't know what you mean. He had to DM me the way. For the love of God, you're saying this. Stop it. And I died because I was like, oh my gosh. So, yeah, I tossed in the towel because Fallen was like, you're trying to kill me. You're trying to kill me. I think you might try to kill me right now.
Oh my God. Give me just
He
once.
did. Fallen has had to explain far more things to me than any man should ever explain to you. Like, I swear.
Give me 1 second, you guys.
You're fine. I won't, Angel. I promise. You've never heard that clip? Sure, Ryan. Very sure. I'm sometimes we're still wholesome, even in not a sussy way, Chosen. Sometimes.
Should we talk about why you can't approve words?
Oh no.
Okay, I feel like there's a story here.
Okay, so on the stories of me not knowing what things are or saying things on accident, okay, I will not repeat it. By the way, guys, I'm just gonna say there was a terms typed in my chat, and I did not know, like, I didn't know what it meant. I had no idea. I literally just thought they were talking about a donkey, and that's all I'm gonna say. And I thought it was literal and not figurative. And apparently it's figurative. And I'd never heard that saying before in any way. So then I allowed the term, and all of my mods' heads exploded all over the place. And I was like, why? What do you mean? And then there was DMs explaining to me what it was, and it was really graphic. And I was like, oh no, I should not have done that. That was bad. So I'm now grounded from allowing any terms to be going through automod. I'm not allowed to do it.
Oh, Minty. Oh, Minty.
And I know I saw you say it. Somebody said something. It was either Chosen or Fallen. I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know who Ron Jeremy was. I didn't know. Okay. That's not my life, baby. Okay, I didn't know. I saw a dude who had a belly, and he was all ready for Santa, and it looked funny, and he was on a wrecking ball, and it was funny for my Christmas stream, so I just put him on there. And the first stream, and Fallen's like, Mint, why is Ron Jeremy on your screen? And I was like, I'm sorry, who? What are you talking about? It's Santa. Weird, creepy Santa dude. What do you mean? Because the creepy stash man. Who do you mean? And he's like, yeah, that's Ron Jeremy. I'm like, who's that? And he's like, oh God, Mint. No, stop, please stop. So I was educated, and he was removed from my stream immediately.
So this is why you can't be family friendly.
Nope. It isn't even on purpose. Most of the time. Sometimes it is, but most of the time it's not.
I mean, then we get brought to the wonderful sus minutes with Mint. That I swear, at least half of it is on purpose. The other half, you can see the flash of. I realized what I said after I said it.
Yep. That's about the content these days. I just leaned in. Just leaned into it. I was like,
Yep. After you get that realization, I just said that you just keep going with it, and you're just like, no regrets at this point. We're done. There's
Yep.
already 3 clips of it. Boz is gonna
Yep.
have his way with this one.
Absolutely.
It's probably gonna be taken out of context this next time.
Everything's out of context all of the time.
And
that's
there's
what
a
it
clip.
is. Right. I say that a lot.
I think I've seen you say that quite a bit. That one, that particular phrase, and then either that or it's something about Bozzy getting the beginning of every sus minutes of the Mint clip.
Every Sunday. I even forget. Like this past Sunday, I didn't know what day it was for half the day. I forgot. He comes in, he's chatting, he's being non-sussy. So I'm like, chill. And then something happens, and there's a clip, and I go, oh, it's Sunday.
And
Ooh.
there's the intro.
You did that on purpose, because then I know he's walked me right into a trap. He watches me enough on my clips, he knows how to get me, so he did.
Oh, I love that though. The fact that he takes
Right,
so much time and dedication to just walk you right into it.
Every Sunday.
That is a great editor though. I love that. That is amazing. Oh my gosh. It's too funny. But what you guys in chat may not know, for those of you who've known Mint for a while, you guys do know this, and some of my community may not. Mint also likes to do these other things in her channel where she does like improv nights. And she also does flirty nights. These are some of the most hysterical moments I have ever seen. Like, it just, the one you did with Beans that I so perfectly rated into the one day.
Perfect timing. It was great.
And I will let you guys know, I had no idea exactly what had happened and why they were laughing about it so hard until after I went back and looked at the VOD. I was like, what in the world just happened and why are they laughing so hard? All I knew was that he had his shirt practically fully unbuttoned at that point. That was all I saw. Didn't know that he was completely showing off a shoulder tattoo. Had no idea.
Yes.
No clue.
Showing his tattoo off.
But these things happen in Mint's flirty nights. And if you would like to go into further explaining of exactly what you guys do during these nights, because they're hysterical. Absolutely hysterical when these get planned.
So, flirty nights. How did that come up? I'm also very sorry. My kids went outside. My dog/alarm system is saying unauthorized sounds. So
I actually can't hear it.
Okay, good. So basically, flirty nights started. Gosh, how many years has it been? 3, maybe. And we started. It was just me and Miss Gamer and Xena. The 3 of us is what started it. And it was an idea that we kind of divulged, like, it was like a reward. We were like, and it was something somebody had said. They were like, you guys are so flirty, you should do like a flirt stream. And we're like, what would that even look like? And so I kind of sat with it and thought about it. And I was thinking, like, what could we do? I was like, we could do pickup lines, like cheesy pickup lines. We could just flirt with everybody because we do that anyways, but we could just, like, without barriers, just flirt. And flirt with each other, like, whatever. And it's all just for fun. And so the 3 of us did it. Miss Gamer had a redeem on her channel called Mommy Voice. And it was just, that low voice that I'm sure everybody has heard at this point now. And it might have been Sea of Thieves era. Because I mean, the 3 of us did play at Fallen. We did play a ladies' night. And I think that might have been where it all started. But so we were like, if we if we do like 5 gifted subs, and then we'll do the mommy voice. And that night, the first night we did it, I think we did mommy voice like a lot. Like, and then people were just typing things in chat, and then we thought it would be funny to just read what they were writing in that voice, and then all of a sudden that kicked off, and now that's that is a thing now all the time. And then the next one, Ryan was our first guy ever on a flirty night. Yeah, Ryan, Uncle Ryan, aunt, grandpa, whatever. Ryan was the first guy on flirty night. I think the second one was either Raven or Lee. But yeah, Raven's been on it, Leah's been on it, Joe's been on it, Beans. So we've had quite a few guys that have been part of it now.
Wasn't Enjoyment on the last one?
Enjoyment, I don't. Yeah, he was on the last flirty night. Yes, this most recent one, Enjoyment. And I did do a improv night with Enjoyment, which was hilarious because we did. My favorite bit from that one was our Star Wars improv, which we can talk about later. But it was hilarious. But yeah, that's how the flirty night started. And now is all it is now is we play Never Have I Ever. We do cheesy pickup lines. We flirt. It's just basically we're ridiculous for like 3.5 hours, and then that's yeah.
Ridiculously flirty for absolutely no reason until it's all over, and then we just practically wet our pants laughing at the end.
Right, exactly.
I don't need my super to get it up.
But hi guys, welcome in if you're just joining us. We are doing Behind the Screens with the Lovely Mint Artifact tonight, where we get to know a little bit more about Mint, the person, who I'm assuming still doesn't have legs, but we would have to ask Pius.
You have to ask Pius. If she can get past my NDA, it's fine.
Non-disclosure agreement. Wow. You got to sign this before we have lunch.
Yes. My people sent it to her.
Ah, gotcha.
There may be legs, there may not. You'll never know.
Oh, oh my God. Anyways, I have to ask this question now because we are on the subject of food and it has been asked the last 3 Behind the Screens episodes. Mint, if you could be any food, what would it be and why?
A grape icy, because I like to be cold. And grape is my favorite flavor. Does that count as food?
If you want it to count as food.
Yes.
Otherwise, you'd say a mashed potato.
You thought I was going to say something sus, didn't you? You thought I was going to say pickle or something, didn't you? No.
I thought you were going to say mashed potato or a baked potato.
I do like baked potatoes. Oh, because I'm a potato. Gotcha. Yeah, that too. The problem is you don't eat it more. Yeah, that's true.
That's fair.
I do like to eat water. They know.
Hey, I had the answer given to me once, mac and cheese, because not only are they cheesy, they are easy.
That's a good one.
That was Bozzy.
That sounds like something Boz would say for sure.
And I'm not even going to repeat Diz's. If Diz is still here, he can tell you which one he said.
You probably can't repeat Diz's. Diz, you're sus, more sus than me.
He can get a bit wild. He is known for that. That is for sure. Yeah, he said chicken wing.
I do have an official potato. You're right. Unicorn Taco made me into an actual potato.
Did she really?
Yes.
That's funny because
have a potato.
Yeah, I saw that I didn't know that she had made you one, but I knew she was doing one for Joe. Or has one done for Joe.
Yeah, I love it too. It's great.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, there we go. That's what Diz's answer was. He said chicken wing for that reason.
That sounds like Diz.
That is
Yep.
dis. 100%. 100%. I
Yep.
just I couldn't stop dying that episode. I was like, I have no comment for this one. Oh my gosh. Oh, I was gonna say we just talked about that, Perky. As Pius
Pius
signed a
can answer that.
non-disclosure. Pius can answer that one.
Yeah, Pius can answer that one. Pius wants to. She can answer that one.
Her people made me sign an NDA. Oh my god. Son of a. Oh my goodness, that's funny. So, for everybody who's interested in that information, Mint still does not have legs. Report is Mint still does not have legs.
That's not. They're like detachable. Yeah, they're like peg legs. You just never know.
Ah, we're the
I just
pirate queen
float
through and
around.
through.
Float around on a cloud. That's how I get
Mm.
around.
Right? That one picture we saw in I think it was it Raven's Raven
Yes,
put
Raven.
one time. We couldn't even
Uh-huh.
see shoes. We just saw the dress go
No,
all the way to the floor.
just
I'm
the
like, dude,
dress.
she's sitting on a stool and the dress is going down to the stool.
Yeah, he was wanting to prove that I had legs, and I was like, okay, fine, here, I'll prove it. And I had posted that picture in my Discord, but apparently that was not
No,
that was
because you
not
couldn't
enough
see
for
feet.
Raven.
You couldn't
So
see feet.
he
You were sitting on a
right.
stool.
He thinks it's still not true that I have legs, so it's up for debate.
Still up for
Constantly
debate.
now. Yes.
Man still does not have legs, people.
What?
Now, we've seen this mentioned a few times, and we're seeing Pirate Queen and Sea of Thieves come up a lot.
Mhm.
So with Sea of Thieves, like, but yes, as for the Sea of Thieves, where did you start with that? Like, to go from the Mint that I know to seeing you do like PvP full bore on Sea of Thieves, that just kind of blew my mind. I was like, she gets savage on some Sea of Thieves
Yeah.
here.
Okay, so Sea of Thieves. When I started streaming, I played Apex and Arc. And then I got affiliate, and I got sort of like I finally got a camera because I didn't have a camera at all until after I got affiliate. And then I was trying to think, like, what do I do for my stream? You know, like I'm MintArtifact. Like, there's no cat or dog or like, what's my logo? What does it look like? Who am I as a streamer? Like, what am I?
Right.
So I finally was remembering, like, something that's really important to me is my genealogy, like where my family came from. And there was this really cool thing that I learned when I was younger, is that I had a relative who was an actual pirate. His name was Captain William Kidd. And my grandfather did a bunch of research, and we have all the paperwork and documentation and things to prove all of these things. And I was like, you know what would be really cool? I just do I'm like a pirate. Like, everything will be pirate themed, in like kind of like as in honor of my ancestor, you know, because his story, if you know it, is kind of interesting. So I just changed over to all my pirate stuff, was starting to get like the pirate flags and things like that. And a friend of mine who had been, at that time, he'd been streaming for 7 years, was like, hey, I have a spot on my crew tonight. You said you're a pirate streamer, right? This is your new thing. You want to play a pirate game? And I was like, there's a pirate game? And he's like, yes, I will teach you. And I was like, cool. So he invites me in, and I start playing with him in this game. And I have no idea what I'm doing. And it was a 7-hour stream because none of us had any idea what we were doing. It was still in like beta or like just launched, Sea of Thieves. And so I played it until I literally was falling asleep at my Xbox. I was like, okay, we're done. And I loved it. Like, immediately, I loved the game. So from that point on, I kind of dove into it. I walked away from Ark because of some reasons. I still played some Apex once in a while, but my main and sole game for a really long time was Sea of Thieves. Um, to get legendary pirate status at the time, you had to have 3 factions maxed out. And coincidentally, some of the people that I was playing with, we were shooting other ships. And so one of them was Reaper, was like the first faction I maxed out. And then Gold Hoarders and then Merchants. I think it has changed now, and they can get higher levels now. I was kind of a completionist at the time, so then I went further and I completed every single PvE event, story, achievement, even the hidden one called Glitterbeard, and got the gold curse, which was a highly coveted, but very few people in the game ever got it because it was a very difficult thing to get at the time. So when I got that, I had completed every piece of content the game offered at that point. PvP, PvE was done. I had done it all. So I kind of walked away from it for a while. But then I came back with my friend Aaron Grimm and David the Time Quaker, where the 3 of us got together and we literally would go on the seas and we would just be reapers for like 4 or 5 hours a night. And then Aaron got deployed because he's in the military. So we stepped away from that. And I now only go back to that when I play with my good friend Tuna Fish, who is a partner, and he's partnered with Sea of Thieves. Actually, tomorrow night we'll be doing that.
Hey.
But I've been forced to step away from my Reaper days a little bit and only do it once in a while. But I love it. It's fun, because the game is a pirate game after all. So,
Right.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, Mint, I do have some of the fish tank in my community.
You do? Oh yeah, because I'm also part of the fish tank.
You are also part of the fish tank.
Yes, I am.
Mama Chaos Gaming there. My friend Kuroko Jaku, who was in here earlier, are among some of the Fish Tank's newer members. I am also friends with Maya Lillian, Calpal Galpal, and who am I missing, Chaos? There was
Cheesy
a few
Dad?
others.
Do you know Cheesy Dad? He's part of this.
I've heard of Cheesy Dad.
He's part of the fish tank too. Yeah.
But yeah, I had some of the newer members of the fish tank that all of you seem to get in at like the same time, and I was like, holy crap! Now I know all of these people who are all now also team members with Mint.
Yes, I love that. I'm so glad. It's really cool being part of a couple different stream teams because you get to know so many people, and I love that. I think it's a really big world, and getting to know all these amazing content creators is
absolutely wonderful. And that's where me coming from the Phasmophobia community originally, which that had me over connected with a lot of Midnight Society people to come over to where the caring creators are, and for me to have kind of like got glued in here. I was just like, this is 2 very different teams, but very different communities. But to see them commingle even with you guys, like the community that I've built, and even seeing them come into commingle even with you guys, like I see Mama Chaos Gaming will pop into a couple of different other ones that I've introduced them to. I've seen a couple of my mods and stuff come on over to other people's, and I know quite a few of my people are like, hey, we're gonna go over and watch Raven and stuff. To see all that, I am like, this is why I like introducing you guys to these people, because you guys will find streamers like myself who might be your next favorite nighttime lurk, or the next one that you want to be there all the time, and you just might be like, hey, I got you on lurk, but I'm watching this one. Like, hey,
right? Yeah, I love that. That's amazing.
To bring people to meet other people is just like it warms my heart to see all of that. I don't know any of you people. Onion, you're locked in my dungeon. Stop it. Hi, TMW. How are you?
Hi, TMW.
But yeah, it's such a wonderful, warm feeling for me, and I'm like, just like, As soon as I found out that they were in the fish tank, I was like, I know that name. Why do I know that name? And then I looked at who the leader was, and then I looked at the team, and I was like, that's why I know that name. Mint is in there.
I've been friends with Tuna for so long. We used to collab a lot. Like before he was a partner, we used to play a lot of Sea of Thieves together. We met playing Sea of Thieves. We met because we both did some charities. And we met doing those things, and we were playing a lot of Sea Thieves together. Anyways, and then he got partner at TwitchCon, and then soon after he got partnered with Sea of Thieves, and I literally cried because I mean, when you play Sea of Thieves a lot like we did, and you're a streamer and you're reaching those numbers, like there's that part of you that's always like, I want to be partnered with Sea of Thieves. Like you want that, and I know
Yeah,
that was his goal, and I was like, I couldn't have been more happy, and it couldn't have happened to more an amazing person because he really is a top-notch person. He is incredibly
right.
kind, generous, hilarious. Like I can't say enough good things about him, really.
Yeah, I mean, that's just that the kind of like the people that we know that like I can't even imagine. There's so many of you guys I say that exact same thing about. Like when I heard that you had got Once Human CC too,
Yes.
I was like, "Oh my god, I have someone else I can play with."
Yes. Oh, I was, and I wanted to before, and I'd been trying, but like every time I tried, like the app crashed. Like I couldn't put my app in. It just
Ah,
kept crashing and crashing. So when I finally did apply it here recently, it finally didn't crash and it just went through. So it was like, okay,
yes.
good.
Oh man, yeah, I ended up getting Once Human CC in the beta. I ended up getting it
Awesome.
while it was still in beta is when I got it. I was playing a
That's so
lot of
cool.
Once Human at the time too. I was like,
I bet.
yeah, oh yeah. It was like they had goals that were like stream like 25 hours of it, stream 50 hours of it and post it here and I'm like, bet, bet, I got you. I got you, I think. But
Yeah.
it was the repetition of constantly having to do the same scenario over again, which kind of killed me after a while. I was like, guys, got to come out with
Yeah.
something else. I don't do PvP.
Right. Exactly. I'm in the same boat. I don't.
Yeah,
The only place that I'll really do PvP at this point is going to be Sea of Thieves. Other than that, like I'm not really, unless the game specifically is that. And I know there's some parts in the newest scenario they released with the Pal World Once Human crossover that there are some PvP elements to it, which is
right.
fine, but that's just not like the whole game. So I'm going to be sticking to the PvE part of Once Human.
Absolutely.
I think for the most part, unless something crazy happens, but
Right.
yeah.
All right. In terms of streaming and with your like real life, how do you manage to like balance all of that? I know you've got a pretty full life on top of this too.
Yeah. Uh, so in the beginning, it was a little bit more difficult. I have a command called Mom Moment. There's a nap like called Mom
I hate
Moment. I
those.
used to have to use a lot, and that was because my children would come running out because I didn't have like a room at the time. I was literally just sitting on the couch in my living room streaming. It was a whole thing. And so I had like a mom moment command. So if I've muted fast enough and they weren't doing something that was going to cause me to mom voice them right away, you wouldn't hear it. But then sometimes you were lucky enough to get the mom voice because I would have to get after them. But now my son just graduated high school. My other daughter's about to. My other daughter is in high school. I homeschool all three of them, or I did until my son graduated. So I've homeschooled them since COVID. And I think that kind of helps me because we get a lot of stuff done in the morning. And then by mid afternoon, early afternoon, like everybody's just done with their stuff. So, that's kind of why I'm usually an evening streamer only. And I don't go too terribly late because I do need to kind of be up. Now that they are older and they're in high school and stuff, I don't have to hover quite as much. When they
Right.
were younger, I really had to be involved with their education. Now it's more of like stay off your phone, do your work, like stop beating each other up. Like that's more of my job at this point with their education, since they're, at home. They go to a virtual online school at home.
Yeah.
So
You went from more teacher vibe to principal vibe.
basically, yes, just overseeing it. Yeah. But I have a notebook I call the Chaos Keeper, and I write all my schedules down and collabs and things in advance to try to keep things organized, because I sometimes forget them. And I look silly, so I don't do that anymore.
I just started working with the Google Calendar right before I got sick. So I was like, I can keep everything down, like where my work schedule is supposed to be, what my days off are going to be, like, and just fiddle with those as I need to, and then keep where my collabs are sitting. And then
Yeah.
I got sick, and I'm like, well, that just threw like a whole stream and a half out the window. What the heck?
Mhm.
Like, that did me a whole lot of good if I don't stay well.
Right. Oh, well, that happens sometimes. I mean,
Yeah.
I sometimes will get pretty sick and have to take time off, and that happens. So that's the thing about being like a streamer, your own boss. You kind of, like if you've got to take time off, it's okay.
Even with a calendar, you can't keep your stream life in order. I mean, who's counting?
Yeah. Gamers eating popcorn. Was it you? Who ate? I thought it was Elite. Was it both of you? Did I forget both of you? Is that what happened? No. Not the bestie.
No, I forgot you. Oh.
Oh. So
It is
she
late
knows.
only when it's not as important.
That's right. Right. I show up precisely when I mean to, even if that's late,
Exactly. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Oh, Fallen, thank you for the gifted sub to Miss
Aw.
Gamer. I appreciate you. Mint was on time to lunch. I mean, that's food though, Pious.
That is also true. It was also a Mexican place. So, I mean,
There you go.
chips and
The
salsa.
priorities.
Yeah,
You
when,
can't judge us for that
chips
one.
and salsa are being offered, it's kind of like, I'm going to get there, because that's like my favorite thing
You
in
are.
the whole world.
Oh my gosh. That is like my family has always said, is you can call me anything you want, just don't call me late for dinner.
Yeah, I was actually at the restaurant before Pius got there. I was like, really? Who am I? Look at me go.
You were early.
Yeah, that was planned. So planned. Yeah.
But yet, if you ask any of Mint's mods, as she will say, and as they will say, Mint will show up late to her own funeral, let alone her own stream.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's the thing. I have a shirt that says probably late for something that I like to wear often, because it's true. Every doctor's appointment, that's the shirt I wear, because embrace it, right? Because I was probably late getting there.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Oh, now I need to find a shirt that says something similar, with just the white rabbit's pocket watch on it that says I'm late, but I can't remember for what.
She's gonna cook it. Yeah,
She's late for everything, even bathroom breaks.
that's true. That's also true.
I have heard you on a couple of occasions during your collabs with Ray that if you guys watch one more scary video, you're gonna pee yourself.
I'm gonna pee myself because I jump scare so easily.
That is very true. You do.
And we drink beer a lot during those, and beer does things to me.
Beer does things to everybody. As long as you don't break the seal, you're fine. Sort of.
And I always break it. I don't know how to not break it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. You guys' spoofs and brews nights are so funny. And who started those? Was that Ray or was that you?
Ray had the idea, because so what happened was Ray was going to do something else one night, and I was supposed to be her guest. And I don't really remember what happened, but we were like, you want to just drink beer and like do something random and like watch videos or something? And she was like, we could watch these spooky videos. And I had done this the first time off her, like I wasn't on her stream, or I was just in a call with her, or I wasn't streaming. I was on her channel, but I wasn't streaming.
There you go.
So the first
Okay.
one was on hers, and we were like, this was fun. And then we're like, next time we'll both stream, and then that's when that happened. And we either laugh so hard we almost pee ourselves, or we get scared so much we almost pee ourselves. The last one we invited Miss Gamer to, and that one, I think one of us or all three of us may have peed ourselves a little bit from laughing.
Hi,
Yeah,
Cyber.
it was great. It was great.
Oh, that one was funny though. Like to see you guys just like during different points of that one, because I remember certain ones. That one, you guys were just like, no, no, I'm going over there. I saw nothing.
It was such a fun night. We had such a blast.
Oh yeah, those look like they're just absolutely wonderful. Like me, I'm the one who can't like watch horror movies. And if I'm like sitting there to like laugh at something, like I'll have snacks right here. I like, you can ask these guys. I have no shame. I eat on stream. I will snack on stream. I don't even care. And I would be that one in the corner that's just like, if it gets really spooky, you're either gonna see a blanket pop up, or I'd be like over here eating popcorn, going, "That wasn't that bad."
Right.
Or
That's why I have popcorn. Because if I get scared, you see me start eating popcorn. Because I'm like, I gotta
do something with my mouth here.
Yeah, gotta do something with my hands. I've got to do something. Because I'm gonna, take my mind off of something. Yeah.
Someone needs to somehow get Susan to play PT. What is PT?
What is PT?
Onion.
Bye, TMW.
Bye, TMW. Have fun at work as much as you can, because I know work is sucky most of the time. Did someone say snacks? Yeah. We always have snacks. I have them somewhere. Yeah, that sounds like physical therapy to me. What are you talking about?
That does.
Puppy time? I like puppy time. As long as it's small puppies, and I can give them back to their owners as soon as I'm done. I don't need to clean that up. It's a horror game that isn't available on PS4 anymore, but has some indie-made PC remakes.
That seems like it's gonna be scary.
Yeah. You never played PT? That one Kojima game that wasn't released? No, of course I've never played it. You guys don't know me, obviously, if you guys are suggesting I play a horror game. I noped out a Silent Hill 2, guys.
Felt.
You know what made me nope out of Silent Hill 2?
What?
I had James, like, the ambient music in Silent Hill 2, the remake, is so fantastic. You constantly feel like you're about to be chased. Okay? And
Yes.
that is what I can't deal with. I can't deal with being chased. That is what
Yeah, I
my
don't like-
anxiety can't go up there for. So the character crawled through a window to get to the next area.
Uh-huh.
Well, after I crawled through and James stood up, the window came crashing down behind him, and it made a really loud bang. And according to a couple of my mods, it looked like I about had a stroke on stream.
Oh no.
I wasn't even being chased. It wasn't even a monster. It was literally just a window. And I had to have someone hold my hand all the way back to a save point so that I could, and that was so early on in the game that they were like, you are not going to survive the rest of it. You tried. Let's play something cozy.
Yep. I played it once or twice, and it was like the whole time I was like, this is scary. Because I don't like to be jumped out at.
That either.
That gets me really bad.
I can't do that either. Like, I've screamed several times for other games. I'm gonna pull out a would you rather card really quick.
Uh-oh. Okay.
I gotta look for another question because I'm like, wait, I forgot where I was gonna go next. So let's pull out a would you rather card real quick.
Sounds good.
Would you rather work on a
Okay.
wolf preserve or an alpaca farm?
Bring me the wolves so I can see Lee. I
I
hear
mean, we
Lee
all
likes
want to
the
see
wolf
Lee.
den. Yeah.
I know, right? We all want to see
If I
Lee.
work there, Lee will come see me. I have faith.
He would make his way there.
Yes.
Um, oh my goodness.
Love you, gamer.
Wolves, less spit. I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
That is true.
Yeah. And trust me, from personal experience, the spit smells disgusting.
What do you mean?
Alrighty. Huh?
You've been spit on by an alpaca?
Okay, so my uncle had an alpaca farm back when I was
Ah,
younger.
okay.
And I was there with him one day when he had people coming over to shave the alpacas, and they have
Mhm.
them hooked up in this contraption. And one of the alpacas like hawked up and just spat on the wall next to me, and it smelled horrendous.
I bet.
And it was just this big glob of green that was stuck to the wall. I'm not
Oh
even kidding you. It was
no, that's
disgusting.
so gross.
I'm like, why? Why?
Gross.
Oh my
I would have puked.
gosh.
I would have puked.
I had to walk away from the area. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to walk over here because if they can spit right there, they can hit me at any time.
Right? Yeah.
Uh, what would you say as a streamer is probably the biggest lesson you've learned since you've started?
Since it started, I think the biggest lesson I've learned, I think there are a few. Um,
If you'd like to share more than one, you can.
yeah, the biggest thing is that your views are going to go up and down. And that is seasonal. It's conditional with what's going on in the world. It's conditional with what season it is. If the kids are in school, if they're not in school, your views are going to go up and down. And that's okay. And I think that's the biggest lesson is that it's okay when your views fluctuate. It isn't a reflection on who you are and what you're doing and whether or not your content is good or bad necessarily. It could just be that maybe it's not the right time for you to be streaming, maybe not the right day, maybe it's seasonal and they'll come back. That's probably one of the biggest things. The other thing is absolutely do not compare yourself to other streamers. Everybody is on their own journey. And it's okay to be on a road that's different than someone else's. I have a very smart and dear friend of mine that said something to me recently, and the way that he puts it is genius. And he says, the comparison is the joy of thief. And I've ever since he said this, I've been sharing his quote with anybody who would listen because it's so true. When you compare yourself to someone else, you weren't finding the value in you. You're seeing what they're doing, and you're putting value in what they're doing, and you're not going, "Well, I have value with what I'm doing," and it's different. And we have our own journey, and we have our own path. And my path is a fine path. It's a good path. I don't need to be on the same one as them. And the other one is never do the follow for follow, never do the support for support. All of those things need to be authentic and real, because if you do the follow for support, you're going to find yourself with hundreds of thousands of followers and 10 people in your chat. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And those 10 people are valuable and they matter, but you are not going to feel good about. So do it the right way. Do it right. Don't take an easy out. Don't take a shortcut. Put in the grind. Do the work. build what you build on your own. Don't just take it from, like a handout from someone else. Um, but yeah, I think those are some of the biggest things. I've seen some people put more monetary value in their viewers and look at each viewer as a dollar sign, and I feel that that is super wrong.
Yes.
Every person's most valuable thing that they can give you is their time.
Yes.
There's over 9 million streamers on Twitch. They can be in anyone's channel. If there are two people, two souls sitting in your chat, those two souls matter. And you should talk to them. You should hang out with them. And
100%.
they matter. And even if they never give a cent, they still matter, and they chose to be there, and they could have been anywhere else. Um,
Exactly.
yeah. So those are the things that I've picked up in 7 years.
Which is actually very, very good. I say something very, very similar when it comes to the journey that I've been on. I have always been a big stressor of the one thing that you work on when it comes to your path is slow growth is best growth, because
Yes.
that gives you time to learn who's in your chat and prioritize and build that core community who's going to come back every single stream. Those
Yes.
people who are always going to be there unless something takes them away or they're busy, which is fine. They don't have to be
Yeah.
there every day. But you
Right.
have those friends at the center that you have
Mhm.
spent time cultivating that relationship with that will be there for you when
Right.
the people who have just followed or the people who have just gotten there or been there a little while but don't come back all the time, they are the ones who are still there. Those are the ones you prioritize.
Right.
And it makes it so much easier when you have that really solid core and the numbers after that are what's coming in. You love to see it grow, but it's okay if it doesn't. It
Right.
is completely okay, and you still have those people who will support you through thick and thin, and
Right.
that's what matters.
I completely agree. Absolutely.
And I am gonna scroll back up in my chat because Fallen had a good one. And yes, Onion, I saw that and I did hear it come out of her, and I realized what she said versus what you said, and it was really funny. So I'm gonna definitely have a nice little quote moment in the VOD where I translate what Mint just said.
Whoa, no. What did I say?
You said comparison is the joy of thief.
Did I?
Yes.
Thief of joy. Sorry.
Oh, it's gonna be beautiful because I'm gonna have it in nice like green
Thank you
lettering
very
above
much.
you. This is
Yes.
comparison is the thief of joy, just to translate.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yes, if you guys have questions for a Mint, just like Fallen did, you guys don't have to like do the announcement thing of it. If you guys do have questions for her, you guys can just post them, and my mods can either pin them or try to like relay them to me so that I can get them as well, so we don't have to keep searching for them. But Fallen did have a good one too. How much time did you invest in networking and getting your name out there?
So in the beginning, where I started with social media, I actually started with nowhere until I was
Victory.
affiliate. When I hit affiliate, that's kind of where I started to figure out what I needed to be doing to be a real streamer. So I made a Twitter account, an Instagram account. I was really stubborn about TikTok for a while. Got in a bunch of discords. I would go in and talk to people in the discords and engage with the communities that I was in and try to get to know people within those communities. I would go to their streams. I was modded in quite a few. So basically, in the beginning, when I wasn't streaming, I was modding or I was hanging out on another stream. Um, that was quite a lot in the beginning, because networking is a huge part of building your community. It is something that I feel is almost critical, especially when you are beginning. But I also think that you have to be really careful that when you're in those chats, you're not saying things like "going live soon." Don't say that.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't say that. Don't say that. But if you are friends with the streamer and they know that you're a small streamer growing, let that streamer say that for you if they want. Don't say that yourself.
Yes.
Um, but I had a few very kind friends that would say things along the lines like, I know you're just starting, here's a shout out for you. But yeah, modding or networking is huge. I do it probably a little less now than I used to, just because I have a full stream schedule, that on the days that I'm not streaming, I'm either doing things like this with other friends that are streaming and collabing on their channels, or on the few nights that I don't have something, I am trying to make time to just game, because I would say about 3-4 years ago, I found that I'd hit streamer burnout pretty hard. And the only way I could get out of it was to game offline by myself and fall in love with gaming again. And when
Yes.
yeah, because like I was only gaming when I was streaming, so it became just a job. And I'm a gamer at heart and I love to game, so I have to this day save some time for me just to game, because if I don't, then I'm going to get burnout again, you know? So
I feel that so much. So much. Like, I am just like, I have always been a big gamer as well. Like, I've been gaming on like Super NES and up since I was like 6 years old. So gaming has been like my core escape from reality. And hi, Victory, I do see you. And Luke Jukes, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. While I get that in there, hi. But I've been gaming since I was 6. So I
okay,
always grew up a little different than most other girls who were like,
right?
hey, I want to do hair, I want to do makeup, this kind of thing. I grew
Mm-hmm.
up a little different. So
Right?
a lot of times I couldn't like relate to the other females around me. So I was just like,
Same.
this is my purview. It's on the other side of a screen,
Right.
which
Yeah.
is which was fine. I grew up like my brothers did. So I got to relate to them better.
Mm-hmm.
And it was still like this is still like one of my first loves is video gaming. And I like you can ask me about certain series and I will talk with you for hours. You asked me about what's going on in the news today. I couldn't tell you what Keanu Reeves had for breakfast, like some people can. Like I have no idea. Like there's just certain things that I'm just like I am not on the up and up for that.
Right.
My life is here.
Right.
And it's just absolutely it's a thing, and having that ability to re-fall in love with gaming again after getting burnt
Mm-hmm.
out like that, I have done it. I have
Yeah.
done it. The 2 months I spent away from the computer because my computer was broken, at first it was really hard to not be streaming or not do, it was really hard,
Yeah.
but then I found it was also very kind of a healing experience too,
Mm-hmm.
because then I was able to just disconnect
Yes.
and just like because at the time I think Borderlands 4 had come out and I was also playing a lot of Dead by Daylight with friends, and I was just chilling
Mm-hmm.
instead of having to do X, Y, and Z other things. And it was just kind of also it's a very beautiful experience on top of it being very frustrating.
Right. Yeah, last year about this time I took a full week off, and the whole time, like the first day I was like, wait, I can just game? Just just game? Like I turned music
Right?
on and I jammed out. I looked like a trash panda, didn't
Hey,
care,
nothing wrong with that.
just sat there in my pajamas, like didn't say a word to anybody. And I actually was playing Once Human when I was doing this, and it was pretty awesome. I had a good time with it, and it was a big, big, big difference. I did that recently with Claire Obscure too. I couldn't stream it, so I could only play it on offline because the game is so massive my computer won't stream it. And I loved the game to tears. I sobbed in the game multiple
Oh,
times, and that helped too. Keep that gaming love alive, so I'm not making it just a job. Like I'm making it something
right.
I'm still doing for myself, for self care as well. self-care is
Yeah.
really important, so that you don't get the burnout,
Right. And a lot of people who are gamers like us, it's an escape and it's a stress relief from a lot of things that we deal with day to day. So
Yeah.
whether it be stream related or it be real life related, like it's that escape that allows us to disconnect from literally everything else and just be in
Yeah.
someone else's storyline, in someone else's, where we don't have to just be us for a little while. We can
Right.
play in someone else's story for a minute.
Absolutely.
But no, Ryan, that when you and I played DBD, that was before then. Me and you played DBD months ago. And my computer was broken for the last 2 months. So you were busy getting your promotion. Yeah, Ronan, I did see your question. I was just answering Ryan's real quick. Um what is it, and this one is for you, Minty. What is a
Okay.
game you wish you can play again for the first time? And re-experience that first time play again.
Gosh, that's hard. Honestly, I think it's probably Jedi Fallen Order or Clair Obscur. And the reason is, if you don't know, I'm a hardcore Star Wars fan. I love it. And now I know there's been lots of Star Wars games, okay? But for whatever reason, the Fallen Order and then the next one was good too. I like the next one too. But Fallen Order, I think, when this is a little bit of a spoiler alert, if you haven't played it, if you have, okay. When Vader shows up, I got emotional. Like he's he's literally trying to kill you, but I'm like sobbing because I'm like, oh my God, Vader's here. Fangirling the hell out because I loved it. It was like this moment where I'm like, I'm fighting Vader. I'm fighting Vader. I'm fighting Vader, and I died a lot, but it's okay because it was Vader. And I would play that again just to experience that emotion, that raw surprise, because I had avoided all spoilers. I had no idea he was there, what was going to happen. So when he showed up, I was crying in fangirl Star Wars style while fighting and not even caring how many times I died to him. Because it's great to have the experience of fighting Vader in a game. And then there's also Clair Obscur, which is my most recent obsession. And if you guys haven't played that game, you should. It is beautifully, beautifully written. The music is insane. It is easily game of the year. If it's not, something very wrong has happened.
Right.
But it's one of those games too. When you play it for the first time, like you don't know what's going to happen. It's beautifully done. So yeah, I think those two are easy ties.
Yeah, I got to. You will know what I mean by this. I got to. It's either the beginning of Act 2 or the end of Act 2 when your heart gets ripped out in Clair Obscur.
Beginning of Act 2. Mm-hmm.
I didn't. I haven't picked up the controller since.
You should.
I haven't picked up the controller since. I was like,
you're missing my favorite character.
I am like, I have spent so long for this to happen that I am like, I was traumatized, and I'm like,
yes, I sobbed. I know exactly what you're talking about. I cried a lot. But there's so much more after.
Oh, I know there is, and I know, but when I tried to pick it back up, and I will admit this, I did try to pick it back up. By the time I did, I had gotten so rusty at the parrying system again that I was like, I actually rage quit because I was like,
oh no.
I was like, I can't do this anymore. Let's see. I'm pretty sure there was another question after that.
Okay.
And of course it's Fallen.
Oh no.
Is it true that Chosen is your favorite mod and bestest friend?
Chosen is one of my favorite mods. Fallen is one of them too. In fact, all of my mods are my favorite mods. I don't know where you heard that. Miss Gamer is my bestest friend. And Breasty, actually, Miss Gamer and
Ah.
and Ray and Enjoyment are my best friends. So yeah.
And then of course Enjoyment's your Twitch husband. Yep.
And yes, Enjoyment is my Twitch husband and my once human husband as well. I don't know when that happened, but apparently they go hand in hand. So yeah.
Ah, okay. Okay. And there's a quad somewhere in that too that I'm just like,
Yes.
okay, there's a lot of
There's
love
a
in here.
quad.
It's okay.
We call it a cube now. There's a cube. And onions involved in that as well. So it's very things get really hard to explain there. I think it got made up in a night when there was a lot of beer involved, and so now it's a thing. It's a thing.
Oh my. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Now, Minty,
Yes.
you've been streaming for how long again?
I've been affiliate 6 years, and it took me about 6 months, about 6.5 years officially.
Okay, okay. How long? Or not how long. Jesus. English, third. How would you say your stream has transformed over those 6.5 years?
Well, I think I can best sum this up by something I said within the first year of streaming. I will never be a just chatting streamer. Oh, how wrong I was. I just thought I will never do that. I'm a gamer, okay? I'm a gamer. I'm going to game. And then people started to talk to me. And then I started to say words like what has been clipped and repeatedly played on my chat by
Yup.
Fallen a lot. And then it just slowly morphed, and I started to see that people were wanting to talk to me. So then I did like a goal or something where I was like, if we do this, then I'll do my first just chatting stream. But I was panicked. I remember the first one because I was panicking because no one was going to show up. In my head, there was going to be no one there. I'm like, I'm going to sit there by myself, and I'm going to, I couldn't even play music on my stream because I didn't know how. So I was like, it's going to be dead silent. I'm just going to be sitting there like a goober. No one's going to be there. Of course, I was wrong. And it went very well. And then here we are today. The coolest thing that I have started to do was the improv nights, because my background is in stage and in theater and acting and stuff. And so when I'm getting to integrate acting, my love of theater and stage and acting into streaming, and it's like two of my most loved worlds combining into one, I'm the most happy in those streams because I have the most fun.
Right. But you literally just captured my heart just now, because do you have any idea how many times at the beginning of my streaming career I said that exact same thing?
Yeah, I do. I still say it.
I will never be a just chatting streamer, and you gave
Yeah.
literally the exact same reason, because
Yeah.
my anxiety, especially social anxiety, gets like stun struck with the idea, and it turns into a very evil little bunny hole spiral where you literally
Yeah.
sit there and go, I am literally going to sit there and look like an idiot because no one's going
Right.
to show up.
Right.
No one's going to want to talk to me. Everyone's going to think I'm boring. Like it turns into this evil little tornado of bad that just makes you second guess literally everything you've done, and then
Right.
you come up with plan B, C, D through F.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
Like if nobody shows up, I'm gonna have this game ready.
Right.
or if
Yep.
this goes wrong, I'm going to have this ready, or if nobody starts talking in like the first 15 minutes, I'm going to just start like claiming I'm sick and just be like have an exit plan and be like
Right.
I'm not feeling well. Like you start to
Right.
go through the spiral of bad, and generally 9 times out of 10, as I've learned, everything turns out to be just fine.
It
And
does. It
usually,
does.
even if it's just your mods, they show up and
Hmm.
they keep you talking when nobody else is. And even
Right.
then, that is okay. And that's something we had to
Absolutely.
learn too. Like, even
It
to this
did.
day, I still say, I'm not a just chatting streamer, guys. I do play games.
Right. Right. Me too. I still won't like bite the bullet of like, oh, I'm a just chatting streamer. Because I still, like you've seen, I still play games. I still do, but like I'm
Right.
definitely more of a just chatting streamer these days than I was, or probably,
Oh, yeah.
if I just admit it, I'm probably more of that than a gamer anymore. But that is also, um, that's just the way it's evolved. I've kind of
Hmm.
taken cues on like what my community likes, because at the end of it, yes, I want to do things that make me have fun, make me laugh, and entertain me. But my main goal is to make the community happy, to make them smile, and entertain them. So when I get the feedback from them that they're like, man, I really like that improv night, or I really like those flirty nights, or can we do more group collabs with the CCs? And I'm like, yes. That's kind of like my role in the CCs is to plan collabs with us when Raven's really busy, to try to keep us together as a
Yep.
group and grow us as a family. And I love that. And it has been a role that has brought me so many beautiful friends and so many hilarious moments on our channels. And I
Oh, yeah.
continue to do that. Um, but yeah, it's definitely one of those things I need to probably just admit at some point that I'm mostly just chatting streamer now, but I'm not quite there yet, because every stream, even today, like I turn on my stream, I'm like, no one's gonna be here. It's fine. I'll probably just
But
play.
I I will give you props though. From what I have seen of the CCs, especially more recently, I am actually very proud of a lot of them because a lot of them have actually started ungrouping themselves from the normal groups that they have normally played with. And they
Yes.
have taken a cue from you and they have actually started including others and working with everybody else. And I am loving to see it so much. And I am like, not only does this take pressure off of Mint to do it all the time, but it
Yes.
allows everybody to start actually branching out and working with other people that they wouldn't
Yeah.
normally work with. And it's so beautiful to see. And I am like seeing what was one great example the other day? Morticia jumping in with Halloween and enjoyment, and they were talking about doing that like once a month. I was like, I love this. I freaking
I love
love
it.
this. Seeing like Miss Gamer jumping in with you guys in the Spoops and Brews, that was really nice to see.
Yes.
Seeing enjoyment jumping in with you guys in Once Human,
Yes.
that was such a like seeing all of that and seeing it all just kind of like everybody's like starting to intermingle now, even the newer members.
Mm-hmm.
It's friggin' fantastic to see and I love it all and I'm even me, you guys are getting me out of my shell on this and I'm just like
Yay.
I've it's you guys have been you guys have been like have been very very instrumental in like trust me, a confidence boost for sure because you guys have
Good.
definitely made me feel like very very welcome and very appreciated for what it is I do
You
around here and
are.
I'm like you guys just like you guys are so nice to me. I don't know what to do. It's one of those
Oh,
months you're like, I don't. This is
bless
a compliment. Do I eat it? What do I do?
you. Yes. Yes. Eat it.
Oh, what are you talking about, Gen X? I am not. Ask my mods. I'm a tyrant who keeps them locked in specific rooms in the house to keep them all separated. And they have those cup phones to communicate. That's all they get.
They have those in your house too? That's how they would mine. That's crazy. Do you give
Yeah,
yours rum? I get mine once a month to get around.
Mine gets saltine crackers and they get Monster once a month.
Wow, that's so
I
nice. That's nice. That's nice.
let me out. I'm stuck in a pocket. No, you're the mod that lives in my phone, B.
Oh wow. I need one of those.
You need one of those. I have a tech guy that lives in my phone. I have one that's in the attic. Like 3 of them are in the basements locked up. I got one under the
Fantastic.
stairs.
Yeah, that's where they go. You know, they're happiest there. You know, I
I
don't
have
know.
to keep
They
them
say other
separated,
things.
otherwise blood spills. It's great.
That's just,
Need more Monster to the stairs? You got yours this
That's
month. It's
true.
fine. I bought it
That's
for
true,
you
Fallen.
literally yesterday, ma'am. 1 a month. You know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's true, Fallen, and you like it that way. Okay, so just
So it's just one of those things where I'm loving to see it, and I'm loving to see that the branching out is happening, and it's just it's becoming like a nice family even for everybody. Like there's collabs being reported all the time now. So it's like, hey, let's work on this. Let's branch on this. Let's continue to make this more fruitful for literally everybody. Like I like there are so many more of you I want to have in your seat right now. There was so many more of you I want to put there because it's just let's go, because this excites me. This whole thing excites me, and I'm so glad that so many of you have been on board with it and loved being here. So thank you for that. While I make that you guys are special to me interlude, I freaking adore you guys. And since we have no questions from chat at this moment, I've got another one here on my eyeballs right now.
Okay.
Have you ever cried on stream, and why?
Yes. I cry when people are nice to me, like all the time. If there's monetary, like subs and bits, donations, things like that, I just cry. It's because like people are struggling, like, and I know that like finances are tough. They're tough for people. And if you're in my chat and you're gifted bits or 100 bits, 2 bits, I don't care, anything, any amount, and you're doing that because you believe in me or you believe in my channel and you like what you're seeing so much, you're spending your hard-earned money in my channel, like that means a lot to me. And I never know how to thank someone properly. Like I never know how to say thank you to that. And I get really awkward and I cry. And that's all I can do. I can just cry and say thank you. And then I try to do giveaways because I want to give back, because I feel like I need to give you something because you've given me so much. And but yeah, I cry a lot. It's embarrassing. And I try to not I try not to, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
then it just does. It's
It's being
purple because
chroma
of
keyed.
the
For those of you who guys don't know, this was one of the emotional support pickles from Mint's booty bags.
Yes.
Yeah, my chroma key. I don't even know why I have my chroma key on, but it gives me better color, so I'll go back to it. But yes, I have a beautiful little emotional support pickle from Minty too, as well. So yeah, I have that here. We did have a question, Minty. What has been your favorite collab so far to do?
Oh,
And if you can't narrow it down to favorite collaborator, you can narrow it down to favorite type of collab you've done.
my favorite. I can't and won't narrow it down to favorite collaborator, because every person that I collaborate with are unique and wonderful in their own ways, and there are many beautiful moments in each collaboration that I do that I enjoy and find value in. But I will say that so recently my favorite collabs have been the improv collabs. I have done quite a few of them, or even like some of the moments, like I was also doing some podcasty things where I have a moment of improv in it. because it's so fun to be able to express the acting and try to pull that creativeness out of the other person. And for some people, you can tell it's very easy, very smooth. They may even have acting as a background, so they're able to improv. And then others, it's a little bit more difficult. So it becomes a challenge for me to think on my feet and try to coach and help a little bit pull some of that out of them. So it's a little bit of a challenge. It's generally very funny, no matter what.
Mhm.
But at the end of it, the content kind of speaks for itself with what ends up happening, and I've been loving that. I plan on doing more of those soon.
Oh yeah. I can't even imagine. Some of those have been just absolutely hilarious. And most of the time they end up in Mint's Sus Minutes of the week.
Yeah, like anybody who collabs with me, I'm sorry in advance. You're probably going to be in one of those videos. Okay, so sorry.
I have been
But you've
in
been
one,
warned.
and that was our trivia night.
Yes.
And enjoyment, I apologize. It was posted, however, that Tangia and everything is turned off right now. So I apologize for the biddies.
Oh no.
He tried to do a clever girl. It was posted and it was pinned.
Well,
It's not
thank
my
you.
fault you didn't read. I'm sorry. I love your face though. I'm just glad it was only 50 cents.
Yes.
Please don't do anything bigger than that. Oh my god. Okay. There was another question, I think. We're asking questions to Mint, Gen X guy. We're asking questions to Mint of stuff you might want to learn more about Minty. Onion, she's already addressed who her favorite mod was, and it was all of you.
Mhm.
We already
Why
went
is
over
that
that one.
all the questions my mods are asking?
Who's your favorite?
All of you. I love you.
Oh,
all
Gen X has
equally.
got a good one. What's something you believed about streaming that you no longer believe?
That's a good one. I believed that I would probably only do it for like 5 years. And then be done. In fact, at the 5-year mark, I was like, well, this might be it, you know. But I didn't stop. And I think a big thing is that I believed that at some point you get too old, which I don't believe that anymore. Yeah, I definitely think that's a big thing, is thinking that you outgrow the ability to do this. So I don't think that's true anymore. And I think that kind of when you are older and you're streaming, it's kind of like a more of an ability to be able to share things that you've learned on the journey and help the new streamers or the younger streamers and keep them from being in their head and maybe making some of the mistakes that you've made with your career, you know. Yeah. Oh, and I also believed that the most important thing ever was to become partner, and I don't think that anymore. Actually, I don't really. I if I don't make partner ever, I'm totally fine with that. Like it's fine. It's definitely fine. You know.
Right.
So that was a big thing. At some one point, I was like, oh, I have to make it. Now I'm like, nah. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. It's whatever. You know.
That's fair too. That's a very healthy mentality to have on it, because when it like that is like kind of like, as a beginning streamer, that is kind of like your ultimate goal. But as a beginning streamer, you don't realize exactly the pressure that entails as well.
Absolutely.
Like, I have seen people, especially during the COVID era, and definitely heard stories of people who went from affiliate to partner in 6 months
Oh yeah, definitely.
and
They
just
grinded
blew
it.
up.
Yeah.
And I was like, and that was going from affiliate to partner, not necessarily like nothing to affiliate. That was like affiliate to partner in like 6 months, and they got it. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
but when you go from being like a beginning streamer to is like just gotten affiliate or just gotten started, you go, I want to be partner. And if you don't start seeing growth, you start to like lose faith in yourself, and you're just like, it starts to spiral into that world of bad that we were talking about before.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's one of those things that you have to literally remember that not everybody's journey is the same.
Mm-hmm.
And being partner, like you said, is technically the ultimate goal, but it becomes less important over time, and it's not something you need
Yes.
to have happen, especially not need to have happen right away.
No. And it's especially because you eventually switch gears. I
Yeah.
think because instead of in the beginning, it's about you and your growth and what you're going to do on the channel. And at some point, you go, it's not about me, it's about my community. It's
Right.
about them. It's about what they like. It's about their happiness. It's about entertaining them. It's about making them smile. And it no longer is, I'm streaming for me because I'm the only one here, because then people are there. And then it becomes, I'm streaming for them. I don't want to let them down. I don't want them to miss me. I don't want them to, have something thrown off in their week when they would normally be in my channel. Like a lot of times you'll hear me say it if I'm sick or something comes up on my IRL and I'm not able to stream, I will apologize and be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry to let you guys down, because it truly am. Because that's the first thought that comes
Mm-hmm.
into my head when I'm sick or I lose my voice or I'm going to be late. I'm sorry to
Yep.
let the community, my mods, everybody's like, well, you're not, stop it. But I can't, because it's not about me anymore. It's about all of you.
Right. Yep. Yep. I do that all the time. I have been threatened a couple of times that they're gonna get a sorry jar out for me.
Right. I probably need one too. Yeah.
You do not stop saying sorry. I have seen that one. I've seen it
Yep.
implemented in other channels too, and it actually scared me. I was like, "Oh, please don't let my mods take note." And I think it was
Yes.
in Raven's channel. It was in Raven's
Oh,
channel.
no.
Slapshot said he was going to donate $1 every time Raven said he was sorry.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense.
And he did it for a good 5 minutes. And and I was like,
That was a lot.
Raven, if you need to stop.
Yeah.
You need to stop or this man's going to keep going.
He probably just said sorry. 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 Okay, sorry.
Yeah, because we all know him. He apologizes
Yes.
just as much as we do.
Yep.
But you can ask these guys. I was apologizing profusely for getting sick over the weekend, and it hit me like a freight train on Friday. Like I was like, guys, I'm sorry for the whole thing. I meant to do like the stream with Onion, and then like I had you guys booked back to back, like Saturday and then Tuesday. Like it was back to back. And I was like, okay, like, yeah, exactly. Aura gets it. But it was like, and I was gonna have it done, and I was gonna do that, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna have these 2 VODs to work on. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. And then all of a sudden, I was like, I got knocked out for one of them, and I'm sleeping, and I had a wedding to go to that day too. That didn't make it any better.
Oh, no.
I totally missed that because I had the flu, because I have a lot of very elderly family members, and I'm like, I've got the flu. I am not going to give this
No,
to
you
my family, so
can't.
I stayed at home and went to bed.
Aw, poor
So
thing.
I slept for a good. I slept on and off for a good 3 days. 3 days I slept hard.
Well, that probably helped.
Oh, it did. Like yesterday, no, 2 days ago, I had no voice. Yesterday, it was all up here and I sounded very nasally. I'm just starting to get over that. So I can't
Good.
sing,
I'm glad
but
you're feeling
I'm
better.
good.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. There was more questions that were being posted.
Okay.
Enjoyment wants to know what your favorite slipper is. I'm assuming he means left or right.
Left. It's definitely the left.
There you go, Enjoyment. All right. Fallen wants to know what your favorite scary movie is.
"1932 Dracula" with Bela Lugosi, tied with I think it's 1932, 1933, The Mummy with Boris Karloff.
Wow.
So the original monster movies. I'm a big fan of the old classics. The Black Cat with Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi is pretty good too. They're black and whites. I love Nosferatu, the original Dracula-esque movie. It's silence, so but it's pretty intense in kind of a funny way. I will say that even as a silent movie, that when he comes out of the crypt, it's pretty freaky. I mean, it's not for the time, it's pretty freaky, but it's a very interesting and I don't know, endearing way to watch monster movies, to see where it all started, is to watch those. And they were scared of those. The Blob was great. The Creature in the Black Lagoon is a good one. Them is good. Close Encounters, you know. I'm a classic monster movie type of person.
I have a new level of awe for you right now because I don't think I was not expecting such a classy answer.
Yeah, no, I love scary movies, but I don't like the ones. I like the psychological things. I don't want, like, anybody could jump out at me and scare me, but like if it's a more of a psychological thing, and the old classics, that's where we started, so we have to appreciate where we started to know where we're at today, so
Yeah.
with film, that's my thing, is the old classics. Every October I start with a list of the classics and I work my way down, you know. I watch all the scary movies.
That just blew my mind. I was not quite expecting her to have like years and dates of when these movies came out. Like okay,
I'm kind of a
we're getting
nerd.
hey, nerd out,
Yeah.
absolutely. I encourage wholeheartedly. I encourage this.
Well, thank you. Very, very. You should check them out.
That blew my mind. Not even gonna front. That blew my mind a little bit. Just that gave a whole new level of class to me for you. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, that queen crown has got some shimmer to it. Like I I love that. I love that answer. Um
T-Rex Sissy Park enjoyment.
if okay. I'm gonna word this in the way that I believe it's intended.
Okay.
If your stream had not become as successful as it is now, how do you think that would have impacted you and your life?
Well, I certainly would not be able to do it full time, which is what I do now. I do it full time. Um, I probably would not be able to stream quite as much. I think I would still be streaming. I just don't think I'd be able to do it quite as much because I would be having to work full time as well. Um, I do think that I would have been very limited in the amazing friendships and connections that I have made through streaming, and the communities that I'm involved in. It would have probably limited my ability to, be a content creator for Once Human, and so on. But I think that streaming has molded my life and enriched it in a way that there are no other jobs that could have done it. I've had the privilege to know people from all over the world, and have contact with them and get to know people such as yourself that I would have never met had I not be doing this full time. And so streaming has enriched my life in a way that no other employment could have. And I feel that would probably be a dreadful loss in my life without these connections with these humans.
I feel that 100%. I feel all of that. I've got besties from the UK that I would
Right.
never have met had I not started this. One of them,
Right.
Draconis Ronan, has been like one of my best friends on this platform for over 2 years now.
I don't-
And it for some reason he sticks around. I can't tell you why.
Well, it's because you're lovely and you have a friendship, and it's really cool how we can live way over here across the pond and never have seen someone in real life and build these real, tangible, meaningful connections with humans that in another realm we would never have met them, you know?
Right.
And so it's beautiful. It really is. And I know there's lots of people who wouldn't understand that connection. They do the, oh, you don't know him in real life, but we do. Like we do.
Yeah.
You know, like
And
when I met Pius. Okay, so if you don't know this, in all these years of streaming, Pius is the first person I've met from the streaming world on the outside. On the outside. It was immediate. It was like, well, there she is. You know, like we do know each other in real life. It's just you can't hug each other all the time if you want to, you know.
right. Right.
Yeah.
And that's something with these guys that like I've got several of them, like Shoxy, one of my other moderators, another great friend of mine, also from the UK. These two actually live a couple of hours apart, which apparently in UK terms that's like worlds apart, because that's like
Really?
two totally different accents. Yes.
I literally drove an hour to meet Pius at a restaurant and then drove home. So I drove 2 hours and it was like nothing. It was like, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, like apparently the UK is like divided up into sections, and each section has its own accent.
Okay. Well, that's
So
sort of like this like southern accents here in the Midwest, you know.
oh, the dialects are so different, and with such a
Yeah.
smaller country, let me tell you. Because I've heard some from different sections that I am like, okay, I can barely understand you. Let's slow down a wee bit. And then I've got ones like my buddy Ronan, who has the British accent, but it's a very clean British accent. But he
Yeah.
also says that he tries to hide the other part of it very well, so that way he can be understood.
Oh
He
my
tries.
gosh.
We also but yeah, Shoxy's from another sector that has just it sounds a little bit more uh it's very English, but it sounds
Mhm.
like it's got a little bit of a Scottish twinge to it. So it's got a little bit
That's
of a like a
cool.
Scottish dialect to it. So it sounds a little bit different. Um
Big fan of the
we-
Scottish accent. Big fan.
li- yes, yes. um I'm scrolling through to see more questions because I know follow or cat just popped one too. I'm just making sure that there's no more before that. Oh, Onion had one. What is one word that you see hear people say regularly that immediately makes you jump into mentor mode?
I don't know if there's one word in particular.
Or like maybe
Um,
like a specific thing that makes you jump into mentor mode instead of maybe
I
narrowing it down to like a word.
I think it's something that we've already kind of touched on a little bit today. It's about when people start comparing themselves to other streamers, or when they get themselves so wrapped up in the viewer numbers. Because, you know, as I said before, like views go up and down, you know, don't let the numbers control your content. You put out the content you want to put out. If you don't have a lot of viewers that day, that's okay. Keep putting out the content you want to put out. If you are feeling like your views are down and the engagement in your chat is down, don't stop putting out your content. You can change it, because maybe what's going on is, and then I think that this was another thing that someone told me early on, was to find something that I found joy in when I'm streaming, and others will enjoy seeing the joy that I'm having while doing it.
Yes.
And that's huge. So if you are hating your game and you're raging out and you're throwing your controller and you're not enjoying it, stop playing that game. Stop it.
Yes.
Play something that gives you joy,
Yep.
that makes you feel good, because then others will feel good watching you feel good. And then that will happen. And then if there's not a lot of talking, that's okay. I'm a lurker. So like if I'm in your chat 9 out of 10 times, I will be quiet. I won't say
Yeah.
anything. But, you know, when and it's been a lot lately. I've been seeing a lot of people like really struggling, like, oh, this is happening in this person's channel, but it's not happening in mine. And, you know, we have a very similar content. Well, that doesn't mean everybody has their own journey that we travel in life and streaming and everything.
Right.
And everything is beautifully and crafted differently. And that's okay. But yeah, those are the things that immediately put me into like, calm down,
Yep.
step away from the breakage, and let's talk about this because you're doing
Yep.
okay.
Something I watched. I was a big Twitch viewer before I actually started streaming, so I learned a little bit beforehand.
Hmm.
And one thing that I told myself originally was I will never be one of those streamers that niches up to a video game. I
Okay.
will never be one of those people that sticks to the same game all the time. But I still needed to figure out what exactly am I going to do? Because like
Right.
I couldn't be a Phasmo streamer because to me round after round after round after round after round of doing the same exact thing will eventually bore me to tears and I cannot do that every
Insanity.
day. I'm
Yes.
like I'm like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over
Right.
again expecting a different result.
Yes.
And I'm like I can't
Exactly.
do that. So
Yep.
it's not something that I would grow to love. It would be something I more or less grow to hate. So I
Right.
was like, instead of doing that, let's try doing something else, but having to figure out what that was. It took me a little bit before I actually started streaming to go, you know what? And then even after, I think it took me a little bit after I started streaming to go, you know what? I am going to play what I want to play because I would rather share with my community the games that I want to play because they
Yeah.
bring me happiness. And
Absolutely.
I want to share why these games bring me happiness with everyone else. Like,
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
that has been my mentality ever since.
Yep.
I want to show you guys the games that bring me joy. And
Hmm.
even if I've played them 6, 7, 8 times before I brought it to you, I'm showing
Right.
you why I love it so much. And even if that
Absolutely.
means I am sitting there nerding out to like hours worth of Dragon Age lore with the first person who asks me a question,
Yes.
I will do it. I have done it. It's actually how I met Diz.
That's awesome. See, and that's amazing. That's a whole, like, that's what you do this for. Like, if you even
Yeah.
met one person doing that, that person is an incredibly valuable member of your community now, you know.
Yeah.
Person matters. Each viewer matters, you know, and that gets lost sometimes.
Absolutely, it does, and it gets lost if you just constantly thinking about, oh, like, let's play the new game, let's play, let's like keep continuously moving on to new stuff. It like sometimes go back
Right.
to the stuff that you love, and
Absolutely.
you will find
Absolutely.
other people like you who love those games too. And
I had
even if they're like retro, I didn't know that Rocker Joe and I both shared a love for Final Fantasy X until here just a couple weeks ago. And I was like,
really.
oh, I was like, me and you have so much to talk about right now. He showed me his clean in box Final Fantasy X, and I was like, I need a tissue. There's drool. Okay.
uh
Don't
I
make
had
me
a
want to steal from you.
I had a partner friend fairly early on. I think she was trying to mentor me a little bit, which I appreciate. But she told me something that, you know, when somebody's already a partner, she was fairly successful with what she was doing. And I wanted to put value in her words. And I did. But sometimes when somebody's gotten somewhere the way that they got there, it doesn't mean it's for you. And she was like, you know, being a variety streamer is the hardest way to get partner. And I heard what she said. And for a minute, I was like, oh, I shouldn't be a variety streamer. I shouldn't do that. And I sat with it for a while and I was like, okay, so I am no longer able to do what I love, which was play all these games that I'm enjoying and sharing with the community. I need to pick one. I need to pick one game. And so I started to pick Sea of Thieves, you know, and I was loving Sea of Thieves. And then I was like, the more I thought about it, I was like, I mean, I love Sea of Thieves, but I also like Dragon Age. I also like Apex at the time. I also like, other games that were coming out. And um, I got to the point where I was like, well, I can either stream because I have a mission and a belief in what I'm doing, or I can stream to get partner. And they're not always going to be the same path, right? Sometimes they're a different path. And so I chose the path that I knew would bring me joy so that I could spread joy. And she's no longer a streamer. She doesn't stream anymore. When the game that she was playing died, her channel kind of died. And I have seen more and more and more and more variety streamers becoming partner, variety streamers having more success. And I think the biggest thing is to just, you don't always have to take everybody's advice because it's not always, your path is not the same and it's not going to work. Just do what makes you happy.
Right.
And that is like the best thing I could tell anybody.
And to be honest, the being a variety streamer is the hardest way to get to partner. That is such a very misconstrued statement.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's not even the whole truth.
No, it's not.
It's not even the whole truth. Being labeled a variety streamer is not the hardest way to get partner.
No.
The hardest way to get partner is by not
by not streaming.
By not streaming, for one. But one of your best tools actually has nothing to do with what you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
And it has everything to do with your ability to network with other people. It has your ability to greet every stream with 110%.
Yeah.
Like, bring the energy that you want to spread to your community, but bring that energy and make it infectious to the point where your chat can feel what you're feeling.
Absolutely.
Bring it every day. Like, this is the mentality. And I actually spoken to Fallen about this in quite a bit of length. The way that I approach every stream is today, with the mentality of today is the day that I get discovered and go farther. But that could be discovered a little bit and get a couple of new followers, or suddenly get something that's so huge that it just straight rockets. Like, because I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
Where people just suddenly something happens, and the next thing you know, within weeks, these people have like 300, 400 viewers, and you're just like, you were literally streaming to 15 people like 3 days ago.
Right?
What happened?
Like that. It's crazy.
And I have seen it. So I'm like, I want to greet every stream with 110%, because then I am never caught off guard.
Yeah. Completely agree.
But by doing what I love.
Yeah.
And never making it about anything that's like, just, it's all here.
Yeah.
This is where you are. And streaming doesn't have to be stressful.
No, it doesn't.
It really doesn't, you guys.
It needs to just be fun, and you got your mission, you stick to it. Hi, Pammy.
I see a Pammy. Yeah. Hi.
Pam is here.
Okay, why are we talking about handcuffs and leashes now? I literally just got to this part.
I know. I was like, what's going on? What is happening in chat?
Apparently, Ronan's talking about it. It's the handcuff. Oh, you guys were talking about why Ronan stuck to me. Now I know. And he's like, it's not handcuffs, it's a leash. And oh my God. Why are we adding spikes to all of this? Okay. Oh, here's one from Gen X guy.
Okay.
What does being a mental health advocate mean to you?
It means a lot. Um, I won't get too personal with it because I don't want to cry. But I have had significant loss in my life with those who have struggled with mental
Oh.
health. And um, I know myself, I struggle with PTSD, with some things that have gone on with my life. And I think that being somebody who's advocating for mental health means that you are standing up for those who need a little extra help, who maybe need that little extra smile, that extra minute of understanding as to why they are the way they are, and being a person that they can rely on to smile, to listen, to be a shoulder. I've built my community kind of around taking it very seriously. We take it very seriously. I have a mental health section in my chat. I'm sorry, in my Discord, where it is actually utilized quite often, and I'm very proud of that. The mod team is instrumental and absolutely amazing with their attention and their affection to those who might just need someone to listen. Because oftentimes, especially with those who struggle with some mental health um, issues, we feel alone, or we feel unheard, or we feel we don't have anyone we can talk to, maybe even because our own family shuts us down. But you do. You have people who will listen. You have people who will be there for you. If you just need someone to like shoot an idea off of, like, hey, I'm struggling with this at work, or I'm struggling with this in my personal life, there are people who will listen to you. Um, it's being a friend to those who may not realize that they have any.
Mm.
Does that answer the question?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. And talking about all of this mental health and stuff, I, 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 we did have a moment earlier this week where it got a little heavy for me a little bit. Especially it was the day I came down with the flu, actually, so it was just a couple of days ago.
Oh, honey.
I ended up checking in on a streamer I haven't checked in on a really long time, and he was sobbing on stream, sobbing, and I ended up finding out that that morning that there was a streamer who I had lurked for every once in a while at night that was a really good friend of that community that took his own life. And I was like, I was just like, I could not, I could not
Terrible.
believe it. I was like, oh, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? This is not a thing.
It's awful.
This can't be real.
Yeah.
And I ended up having a couple of people looked into it that was into their Discord, and they were like, yeah. And I was like, the and that whole community is going through it right now, and they like all of my heart out to them so much, and those who are part of that community know who I'm talking about. And my heart does go out to them because he
Yeah.
was such a he was such a bright light to some of them, and for them to not know how bad it was for him on his side, it just it hurts.
Yeah.
It really does
Yeah.
hurt, and
It's very
he will
sad.
be missed.
Yeah.
um but yes, we're not crying. I put makeup on, we're not crying. um
It's hard. It's hard because, people don't always know that they have a place to go. And sometimes, even
right,
if you have a place to go, you might even want it to be somebody that you don't know very well in person. You
right.
might feel more comfortable with it being somebody who is just a face on a screen like me, or a name on my screen, my mods, and it might be easier to connect with somebody who you will not feel judgment from, because I know so many of us feel when we open up and share some of our struggles and our things that we are afraid of in our life with somebody who we know in person, we are afraid of the judgment that we're going to receive from the other person.
Oh,
And
100%.
some yeah, sometimes it's easier to just talk to somebody who maybe doesn't have that kind of contact with you, but is there for you, and
Yeah.
um I also have had some very difficult losses to suicide, and I struggle with those every day. There will probably never be a day in my life that I will not struggle with that. Um,
Yeah.
and with that sad fact being my reality, I'm very aware of how short life is and how valuable each single moment is, and that we need to not take it for granted,
Mhm.
and to remember that you know, mental health struggles are often silent, and we don't always know what somebody else is going through. And we always need to be conscious with our actions and our words when we're interacting with people, because we don't know what you're going through, what I'm going through, what they're going through. We
Yeah.
don't know our internal struggles. Um, and so it's important to just always try to be as kind as you can with someone. um, I've been using this saying since the day one of my streaming, is that I always treat other people the way that I would want to be treated.
Yep.
And I will say that and live that until the day that I die, because I feel that it is the only right way to be in this world, is to just
Right.
treat people with kindness and love, and compassion.
And it's this particular situation that over the weekend that has really driven it home for me, that with this stream and with this team, that I am so exceptionally proud to be called a caring creator, because this is what we are about.
Absolutely.
This focus on mental health, and this making sure that people, this is why we do this,
Yeah, you're not
in
alone.
hopes that this is something that we can stop, and we can continue to make sure that our friends remember that they are loved, and that that's
And they
not an
matter.
avenue we need to take.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
um
I started sharing the "you are enough" thing because I struggle with that. Um, it's huge for me. I've never felt like I'm enough. Just me, who I am, what I'm about. I've always felt I'm not enough. And one day when Raven started to say that you matter, I was like, and you're enough. And I kept saying it, and I kept saying it, and I kept saying it. And I was not believing it, but I was saying it to others. And I found that the more I said it, the more even I started to believe it. And
right.
so it became a thing that I wanted to grow with my community with.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you guys, thank you so much for showing up and showing Mint all the love. And your camera just went out,
I pushed a button.
man.
Oopsie. You want to send me another invite?
You're still in here technically.
I don't know what's happened.
What did you do?
I pushed buttons. I pushed too many buttons.
Okay, so do you want me to kick you and re-invite you?
Yeah, do that.
Okay, so we'll remove. We'll just oh, you're gone now. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, so we'll okay, another invite has sent. It says action already taken. You should be able to use the old invite.
Okay, good. I'll do that.
Fallen saying, Mint, stop pressing buttons.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
And we have double mint for a second.
There we go.
Wait, does that make you a double mint twin?
I'm a double mint now. Yes.
There you go.
I'm gonna put.
Do you
this
remember
in my
those
bag.
commercials?
Stop touching things. I'm gonna stop
Do you,
touching things.
do you remember those commercials with the double
I
mint
do.
twins? Oh
I
my
do.
God. I was like, these are so cringy. Like, why did we even watch those as a kid? Because it was two blonde twins that were dressed up in mint green. And I was
Uh-huh.
just like, why are they so cringy now as an adult? When you were a kid, they made sense.
Right? But now they're super cringe. I know.
Super cringe. Ah, man. Double fresh, double mint. Come on and double it. Double fresh. What? Oh, Gen X, are you quoting the commercial? Okay. Before we move on, I know I need to go pee real quick. Do you need
Go
to take a
ahead.
break for a few minutes? Or do you
I'm
just
all
want to
right.
Okay, if you want to entertain everybody
I
with
shall
what all right, you go ahead and do that. I will stay on BRB so you can continue to talk to them. I will
Okay.
be just a minute.
I don't have to, Fallen. I went before. Thank you. Peppermint patties are some of my favorite candies, Draconis. They're really good. Stretch. I'm stretching. I can't. You'll see my legs that I don't have. Very much pro Strima. Move my body. Are you moving your body? When's the last time you moved your body, Fallen? I'm body moving right now. There. Not all would be cringe. No, she didn't, Onion! My non-existent pirate peg legs. As a mod, you're constantly moving. You are constantly moving. You're very busy mod. I could be referring to peg legs, Onion. You don't know. Spins on your couch. Is that how you continue to move, Draconis? Are you spinning? Let's all do it together. 5, 6, 7, 8. I love that Gen X guy.
So they're keeping you occupied, it seems.
Absolutely. Not a dull moment.
No, never is. I think I got to everybody's questions. If
I
people
think
have
Fallen has one
more.
up there. There's one highlighted up there a little further, I think.
Oh, yep, that one. Sorry, Fallen. I meant to go back to that one, I promise. For Sassy and Mint. How do you choose mods, and how do you know when a mod's behavior does not properly represent your brand and your community? Oh my goodness, how many questions are in this one? Okay, we'll start with how do you choose mods, and we'll go down the list. How's that?
Okay. Do you
And
want
if
me
you
to
would
go
like to
first?
start, you can.
Oh. I choose mods. First thing I look is, are they in my channel? Like, before they're a mod, are they in my chat? Are they in my channel? Are they active in my chat? Do they like my content? Because I don't want a mod to feel like they're gonna mod for me, but they don't even like my channel, or they don't like my content. That's, I feel like that's super important. Are they in my streams? Are they regular? Do they enjoy what they're doing or seeing there? And then generally the next thing is are they reliable and trustworthy person? And usually I try to learn that by getting to know them. Oftentimes I have maybe even known them in other streams, and seen them around quite a bit, because usually that's, the kind of people who mod, you've seen them around a bit and know who they are as a person and other channels. But I think that's probably the biggest thing. And I'm a stickler with mine too, is I always want IRL to come. So
Yeah, yeah.
we're probably getting on to something else. You go ahead.
For me, I had applications at one point. I think they're still up technically. I had applications at one point because I had mods that I was just like, okay, these are people that are like you. I had people that were just always in my stream, people who knew what they were doing, who had modded for others before, in a semi-professional instance. Um, Some of them were. Some of them were really good with like IT, but they were majority people that I were really close with, people that I could trust my community to. But other than that, it was up to the application process. How active were they, and how well I knew them, and if I could trust them either through my community or knowing them through others' community as well. Because there are two particular instances where I didn't have to make them a mod, but I did. And they call themselves my meme mods. But the next part of the question was, and it just went away on my mix it up, so I have to actually scroll back up.
Okay.
And how do you know when a mod's behavior does not properly represent your brand and your community?
Hmm. Well, the most experience I've had with that has actually happened less in my actual streams and more, well, some in my stream, but more has been behind the scenes. Is you can kind of tell they become very, either they don't show up to streams at all or very often at all, or they become quiet to the point where they might be there but they never talk. Um, and then there are some instances where I've had mods get to the point where they're thinking that they control me and control what I say or do in a more realistic sense than joking around. And I think when a lines start to get crossed between the streaming realm and IRL, and there's no clear barrier there for privacy or working relationship, you start to
Right,
have to reevaluate whether or not if this is a healthy environment for both of you to continue to coexist in, and you
right.
need to separate.
Um, I agree with a lot of that. A lot of that I do. Um, I have had um I have had an incident or two in the past with moderators that I've had to just kind of distance myself from for uh, for a variety of reasons. There are some that have kind of like gotten, and I don't open up about this too much. I have had instances where I've had a moderator feel the need to get a little too close and feel like that was an okay course of action. Even though I have told them you need to back off. This is not okay. And they'd behave for a little while and then they'd come back with it. And I'm like, that we were fine for a couple of months, and then you came back to the same old tricks again, and we were just like, we need to not, this is no longer an okay thing. Um, but it sometimes it could be a situation like that, or it sometimes, and I've had an incident where a specific moderator uh, got overly protective without the validation of being that protective. So overly valid or overly protective without cause or
Yeah.
without and kind of remembering what stream that they were in. So it was one of
Mhm.
those instances as well. I've had that happen. Um uh but it's like that. So it's not necessarily a but there has been other reasons when misrepresentation has happened,
Yes, absolutely.
that have been more in the past or more in the present. But it can be any number of things that can cause a streamer to be like, that's not okay. That's
Yeah,
not
I
okay.
definitely. I've had a situation where a mod was he had monetarily gifted me things and was thinking that because he gifted them to me that I was only allowed to play them with. He gifted a game, and then I was only
Oh,
allowed to play with him. I couldn't play with anyone else that game specifically. And I was like, hmm. this was towards the end of his being a mod, and there were many other things that had happened along the way, and then that got to the almost possessive over me and my time, and controlling who I could hang out with and who I couldn't based on the fact that he had purchased a game for me.
Right.
He got paid back for the game, um, and was no longer a mod soon after. I also think that um, spreading or talking about a streamer's personal information that you may learn during your time as being a mod is not okay. It's crossing
Yep.
a line of trust. You may learn some things because a streamer is feeling less guarded because they're around their mod team, and you learn some personal information, and then you're sharing it with a bunch of people who maybe don't know or didn't know or whatever, is kind of a gross breach of trust. And those are times when you need to evaluate things too, I think.
Right. Right. Exactly. Um, how
Did
many
we answer all of
chances?
his questions?
I think so, really. I mean, and the how many chances of bad behavior thing, that's really up to what the behavior was.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's not about how many chances do they get. Sometimes it's, do I give them a chance to correct and apologize to the offended for the
Yes.
action? Or is
Yes.
this something we need to nip in the bud now? Because
Right.
if that's something, sometimes it can be like that, where we need to nip this in the bud now, and if we do not nip this in the bud now, this is only going to get worse. So it makes it a whole thing. So it really just depends on the severity of the action at hand. um some of my mods have done things I wasn't exactly proud of and have been since forgiven for. Some mods have not, and that is when they become no longer mods. um but it really depends on the situation and whether or not the communication and the hashing out of what exactly happened. And if it doesn't happen and it doesn't get rehashed out, then I guess they didn't want to stick around anyway. So,
Right. One of the things I try to go with where we're banning people or what, but like Fallen was saying, one strike and off of their head. Like I do a lot of times, I will go to Fallen for some of my tougher things because I'm too nice.
mhm.
And so sometimes, my mods will kind of help me not be too nice, but I try to take each situation into consideration before making decisions. What?
Yep. I agree. And I literally, I looked at what Fallen said and I was like, that needs to be a staple in like a lot of the CC chats, is a picture of a white duck with a hammer that
With a hammer?
then there's a little quote that just says ban.
Yeah.
Call it the pious emote.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, the streamer's name, it just says pious, and it's just a white duck with a hammer that just says banned with a question mark.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. We need
Person's
somebody to draw
excited for
this.
the banning. Yes.
Angel Duck does the banning. It's great. I love it. But
Yes,
as for you guys hearing about me calling a couple of my mods the meme mods because they call themselves that would be Fallen One and Onion Died. Because when I originally added Fallen to the mod roster, Fallen came in and was talking a couple of different moderator things. I knew him through the community of many of other the CCs. And he said that he had 29 swords under his belt. Well, I made the joke, well, do you want to make it 30? We can make it an even 30 and call it a day. And I modded him the same day because it was funny. I did something similar with Onion.
With Chosen was I didn't know at first. I was looking for a new mod, and Chosen was in my stream all the time, and I was like, oh, he'd be great. And then I was thinking about modding him, and I think I'd already talked to the mod team about it. And I went and I was in Rocket Joe's stream, and I was like, Oh, he's modded over here. I didn't realize. So it's something that I try to do with somebody. If I find out that I'm modding is in somebody else's channel, who is a regular mod, I go to the streamer and I'm like, hey, you cool if I mod them in my channel too? And so I did that with him. And Joe was perfectly fine with it. And I had talked to Miss Gamer because Onion is modded in Miss Gamer's chat to make sure she was cool with that. But he has to make sure he always has to be there for Miss Gamer first. Pius is modded my channel, but Raven is her first priority. So if Raven is live, she's
Right.
in his channel. And I try to do that because for my mods, like I always tell them that IRL comes first, and I don't want any of them to feel like they have to be giving up their real life experiences to be in my chat. I want them to be living life, going on dates, going out and spending time with their family, going and having that barbecue. Like I want them to be
Right.
I want them to be living. If they don't have anything to do, then cool, hang out with me. But like I want them to be doing things, first. And
Right.
modding for me second. So that's why I have a large mod team. I always say I have the best mod team on Twitch. I'm probably biased, but it's also true. And I will stand on that. I actually genuinely care, and I want my mods to like not feel trapped in the mod ship.
Right. I do something very similar with my mods, even though they're locked in my basement and get fed semi decently every other month or so. I always tell them, you guys are not required to be here every day. That is, when I call for all hands on deck, it is whoever is available, please. I need as many in attendance as I can. Like, but those are mainly just behind the screens streams is when I call for all hands on deck. Because you never know what can happen. So it's a whole thing. So but I always tell them IRL comes first. Don't ever apologize if you can't be there when you're expected to be there.
Absolutely.
And when it came to like Fallen and Onion, like they call themselves my meme mods, literally the entire modding of them actually started as a joke. So like I never took the sword off, and I was like, you guys know that I don't expect you to be here like all the time. And Fallen's like, I know. And he just sits there eating popcorn and goes, continue. And I'm like, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Sits
That's kind of
down
how Pius got stuck as a permanent mod.
Yep, that's what Fallen
temporary
is.
At first. And now just
Wait, your mods get food regularly? Like, I mean, I don't give them pizza regularly. They survive on saltine crackers and Monster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rum occasionally, and there's other things sometimes,
Right, and sometimes I'll slide toast under the door, but the door kind of like
this is a good idea.
Just make sure it's not buttered, because you get a lot of butter on the underside of the door, and that's really ucky to clean.
Yeah, that's nasty to have to clean. Yeah.
Yeah, but toast lasts longer than bread that goes stale. So think of that though, and it slides easier under the door if you got enough of a gap underneath the door. The no longer temp mod. Gotcha.
Yes, the no longer temp mod.
There you
That's
go.
her official title. Yeah, only moldy. Yeah, well.
But yeah, we love our mods. I have a very lovely and solid mod crew. I love them all to pieces. They all know why they're in my stream, that's for sure. I've got some of them I play games with regularly, and other ones I just poke endlessly and go, hey, are you going to be here tonight? And then they just go, I'm 5 hours ahead of you. Do you think I'm going to be there at midnight? I'll try, because I'll probably be up for another 4 hours. Some of them look at me like I'm crazy, and the other ones are just like, I don't go to bed until 5 in the morning anyway. Let's go.
Yeah, I bet Fallen for sure.
Sussy Mint, Xena, Mermaid, Coral, Lee, Ray. Yup. Yeah, my double monitor setup was very busy. I can imagine, because that is busy for 4 monitors, let alone 2.
Very busy.
Hey, there's one of my lovely mods that I play lots of Borderlands with. Hi, SFB. I get old melon rinds and water that drips from the pipes. Don't let her gaslight you. You do not. You do not. Hi, sweetie. I love your face. SFB, out of the crew that I have right now, Puddin and SFB, I think, are my longest running moderators. You're right. I was lying about the water. Yeah, I think Puddin and SFB are some of my longest running moderators. But yes, so some of the best mod teams on Twitch are some of the biggest trolls, however, and I embrace
yeah.
every part of that. I'm gonna pull, how do you get them to change the bucket? There's a bucket.
I don't know. That might be under Fallen's jurisdiction as mod daddy. He may be in charge of the bucket or delegating the bucket.
Probably delegates the bucket.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rattle off another would you rather card if you're all right with that.
I'm good.
Would you rather have video of your entire life with no sound or audio with no picture?
Oh,
Now,
I feel like audio with no picture would be more entertaining, to be honest with you. I feel like audio with no picture. Yes.
And yeah, because not gonna lie, some of the stuff that gets said without context already.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about.
Are we sure we don't know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, that. Yeah, okay, I know.
Are we sure?
Yeah. I think probably no video, only audio.
Yep, exactly. If that was played with just the audio, can you imagine that clip with literally just the audio file instead of the actual video to go with it?
The one that Fallen's talking about.
Yes.
Considering in the video I'm in Sea of Thieves on a pirate ship.
Right.
Discussing PvE and PvP. Yeah, it would be a lot worse without the context of what's going on in the clip for sure.
Exactly. Exactly.
Don't
That's why I'm sitting here
say
going
that,
like
Minty.
Oh. Oh. Okay, so I don't know how often this happens to you. Because I know your chat is generally pretty active.
Yeah.
But when your chat goes quiet, do you feel peace or panic?
Panic. Immediate panic for two reasons. One, what are they plotting?
Yes.
They're up to something. Probably the mods. Two, what did I say wrong? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh no, did I say something bad?
And
I
then
mean more bad than usual. Like,
Yep.
really bad.
And then you just wait for the exclamation point clip to appear.
I'm like, did I say that there'll be a clip if I said something bad? Or then all of a sudden I check the mail and I have a spider onesie and a pink shark onesie in the mailbox.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest though, why are we rioting? Bad. To be honest though, it is better than what they sent Lee. Bammy!
Do you mean
the sparkly things?
I may have been involved in that.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, so that's what we were having ourselves a mod meeting, you see. And sometimes after the mod meetings happen, we get a little squirrely. And we wind up in whoever's lives chat, don't we, guys? Katniss is here.
Oh, no. Katniss is saying,
And
Mom, you're still on here.
right. And that night it happened to be Lee. And I don't even know how it got started, but somehow we got on the nip covers conversation.
And then within a couple of weeks, during a Mint and Lee collab, Lee received an item in the mail and had to open it on stream.
Yes, he did.
I was there for this.
Listen, we're just looking out for him. You know, he wears a lot of tank tops, does a lot of working out. You know, TOS is really a stickler about the nips, so he's safe now.
A lot of those tank tops are really just like cutoffs completely down the side.
Yeah.
So you never know what's going to come flying out. Just saying.
They're just helping. And their paws, their toe beans. So even better.
Chafing
They're
is
on
real.
par with the brand. Okay.
There you go.
You know, they're purple. So at least I was told they're purple. Are they purple? They were purple, right, Colin? I thought they were purple.
I saw sparkles. I knew that they were sparkly.
I think it was purple because we wanted to make sure that he remembered who they were from. Forever. You know.
Gotcha. That was beautiful though. That was beautiful. It was
a very thoughtful gift.
It was very thoughtful.
And who knows what'll happen next mod meeting, because we get a little squirrely and we just start to go into people's chats. Okay, it just happens sometimes.
Sometimes the stuff that you guys squirrel about and do that stuff to, I'm just like, it meant I wanted to put Gorilla Glue on the pasty and make them lasting. Mint said no.
Not somebody spray it. No, don't do that. Bad Fallen. Nope.
Bad Fallen. Bad Fallen.
Especially if Pius joins us. We have to have a mod meeting like this week. I wish somebody would schedule that. Oh, it's me. I need to remember to schedule that. We're probably not going to have one until next week. Maybe, I don't know. Well, it might be a pop-up meeting.
It's only Tuesday. It's only Tuesday. You've got time.
There might be time. Okay, it's fine.
There might be time. Okay, here's one. Hi, Smorio. How you doing?
I see you falling. You're right. You're right.
We schedule Mint to have a mod meeting since she usually tells us 10 things, says about things 10 minutes before, like one's human.
Oopsies.
If there was anything that you would want to work on in terms of making yourself a better streamer, what would it be? Oh, Fallen! Thank you for gifting us of this, Smorio. Smorio is actually one of my mods' significant other.
Yay! That's awesome. I think honestly, I if I were more confident in myself, it might be better. I am not the most confident person. I struggle with that quite a lot. Yeah.
Okay, wait for me to be done being in disbelief here.
Yeah, no, I'm very self-conscious. I'm not the most confident person. I'm genuinely rather shy about some things, and so it does take people like that get to know me on a personal level a little time to kind of break through my barriers, because I'm a very guarded, shy, kind of insecure person, and so sometimes when people all hang out with me outside of the streaming realm and they're just gaming with me, it takes them a little bit of time to like get in there, you know, and lower my walls. I see you, Pies. I love you. You're beautiful. Actually, funny thing is, Pies and I were talking about this like when we met in person, because I was very why I haven't met anybody for so long in the streaming world, that I do live fairly close to some of them, was just like my own insecurities and things. And
Oh.
I'm no longer allowing that to hold me hostage. And so it's thing that I'm intentionally making a change to do, so that way I can be a better content creator and be a better model in the industry.
And you know what? I love that. I really do love that. But that is not what I would have guessed.
Really?
No.
You
But
thought it was super confident?
I would never have guessed that confidence was what you believe to be your biggest issue.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
I do.
the way that you are, the way that you present yourself, your improv nights, your flirty nights, as unintentional as some of your sus minutes might be, you do not strike me as a person who like has a shy bone in her body.
Oh gosh. Yeah. No, I do. I
And that
didn't when I first started streaming, I didn't have a camera. Like it was like a goal that they had to like get me to. And kind of like the people who were in my community at the time to like make me turn on a camera. And then like I would sit there, like you would only see like this part of me, and like that was it. And then they had a command called Velcro, because I would slowly start to slide down in the camera and like hide even more. And like they would throw that up when I would start to slide too much and hide, so that I'd stop hiding. Um, yeah, this is like 6.5 years of like growth and slowly stepping out of my shell to be able to do what I do
which
now.
I find that amazing, because to go from no cam to face box cam to where you are now, to the makeup artistry, the cosplays that you do, to the I'm going to call them feisty Fridays on you, to just everything that just
Yes.
like drips from your pores at this point. You put it on very well, that it is that the confidence just overly exudes, that it's just brimming off of you. Like there is
Oh my
not
gosh.
enough that I could say about it. You But whether that be part of like an acting background coming forward, or whether that be you,
I think it's a
it
little bit of
definitely,
both.
which I could see it. I could see it.
So the acting in moments like when I'm not feeling very confident on stream helps push me through, and not so I don't freeze, and continue to think the things to say to do. But then the me part of it is I don't allow um fear to control my life. Like, so if I'm afraid to do something, a lot of times I might be afraid at first and hesitant, but I try to push through that, because you only have one life.
Mm-hmm.
And so if there's a little bit of fear in it, I just a lot of times I try to push through and just be like, okay, I'm safe where I'm at. Like, I know I'm afraid, I know I'm anxious, but I'm still gonna just push through and do the things,
Right.
and hopefully not look too much like a goober doing it.
But sometimes the goober moments are just funny.
There's a lot of them. I really just, there's just a lot of goobers.
Minty, you broke your camera literally in this stream, and you're not even live.
Yeah, that happens. It definitely happens.
And now
It
she's
follows
slowly
me
showing
everywhere.
shoulders. I
Yeah,
mean, it
slowly.
happens.
Every so often one will slip out and I have to hide it, No,
Oh
you
my
can't see
goodness.
it.
Now, speaking of cosplay queen here, I gotta ask, do you have a
Yeah.
favorite cosplay that you do?
Ah. I kind of do, but I think it's gonna surprise everybody.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So every Halloween, I started streaming. The week of Halloween, I do 4 different cosplays. And all of them are always a surprise to the entire community. I think the only one that anybody ever know that I'm going to do, but it's always a different version, is I always do a vampire. Because my vampire, since I was young, has always been like my favorite Halloween costume and ways to dress up and cosplay and
Right.
stuff. So, um, but I got my start in theater and in makeup by doing special effects makeup and stage work with horror cosplay, like fake blood and skin and zombified people and, things like that. So I really enjoy flexing that muscle doing the graphic horror cosplays. Those are my favorite. There's one that I did called Staple Face. That was one of my favorites. And the other one was Zipper Face. And again, because
Ooh.
I am without a lower body, all of my cosplays are neck up usually, so
Right.
Zipper Face was a lot of fun, and Stable Face, and there's a lot of graphicness to it, but they're my
I,
favorite because I really
I
get to
feel
exercise
like
that
I've seen
energy.
pictures of these.
Yes.
I feel like I've seen pictures of these, and I am like, I think I remember because I've seen little snippets of some of like the special effects art makeup you do, and I'm
Hmm.
just like, wow. And she did that on her own face, like, dang.
Yes. Yes.
But
I will be doing some at the end of the month. I already know what I'm going to
ooh,
do. In fact, I'm bringing back one that I've done before that I've loved a lot, and I'm doing it.
ooh, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah. I have only got one costume that I'm planning for to try to start trying to do cosplays.
Yeah.
And I've kept it pretty lidded what I'm going to do, except to certain moderators. I think it's most of my moderators, and the one who made my jewelry, because I actually had
Ooh.
the jewelry specially made for this costume. I'm just waiting
That'll be
on
cool.
one piece for it, and I will have my Halloween costume for this year. But it will eventually turn into, this is going to start being a thing where I start getting new outfits to actually start doing cosplays as well. I just need to feel comfortable enough to do them justice is going to be my big thing. That's going to be the big kicker with a lot of my cosplays is I will have to be able to do the costume justice. It's not going to be something that I'm going to sit there and just do anything, cuz I'm sorry, you guys, you'll never see me in a sailor outfit. I will never pull off Sailor Moon. It's not going to happen. No. I've seen grown men do Sailor Moon costumes. I'm not that confident in myself. Thank you. Not going to happen. So there are ones you guys will never see me do. There are ones that I will be like, okay, I will think about that because I could probably make that work. I
Cool.
cannot put in shush. Um, Enjoyment, thank you for the biddies. I love your face. Thank you so much. What cosplay would you ideally like to work towards? If you have like if you have like a cosplay idea that you would like to do, you just haven't been able to do yet. Do you have one like that?
Um, I kind of do. The reason that I can't do it is I don't have enough of or the right special effect makeup material. They're very expensive kits. I think that's something that I would like to work towards building my kit up more so that I'd have the ability. I would like to do a very realistic zombie glam sort of look, or like half
Ooh.
zombie thing where the makeup is glam but the skin is like falling off the face but no blood, and it's just like open holes, and that's something that I would love to be able to do, but I don't have enough of the products that I would need because I would need quite a lot of it.
Yeah,
The Stable
that
Face I've
sounds.
done, it took me like 6.5 hours to do.
Oof.
So when I do looks like that, you can, if my stream starts at 6:30, at noon or at 1 at the latest, I will start my makeup,
Oh yeah, I can imagine. If not before.
if not before. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be whew, I can't even imagine. Like the special effects thing, like I would have to definitely not be working that day. I would have to allot myself like several more hours than what it should take just in case I screw it up.
Yeah. I am currently working towards a Star Wars cosplay. I would
Ooh.
love to do multiple. I want to do a Night Sister cosplay. So that's kind of where I'm going towards at this point.
I have to giggle because when you said Star Wars cosplay, the first thing that came to my mind was that staple one that everybody is thinking of right now.
Are you talking about Bikini Leia? Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking
that one. I
about?
was like, that might not be
If I
appropriate.
had
She's
a
probably not
dollar
gonna do.
for every time someone was like, "Can you do that cosplay?" No, it can't. Okay, I don't have the confidence for that.
I would look at him and be like, guys, I don't have the body for that.
I don't have the body for that. I can't do that. No.
For what it's worth, okay? I have been to Renfest one time. And I ended up near I don't know if it was a hookah den or wherever it was supposed to like represent. But there was a couple of women dressed up as very convincing belly dancers in there. But I will definitely say between these two, to make a long story short, between these two women who were wearing pretty much the exact same belly dancer outfit, one had the body for it and one did not. And I was like, ma'am, I give you all the props in the world for being that confident in your own self.
Absolutely.
I was like, I am half your size and I wouldn't wear that outfit. But
Yeah, the confidence, man.
I know. I was like, that just, I couldn't do
Can
it.
you do it?
Alrighty. Minty, how are you doing? Do you need a break? Are you getting ready to like kind of mellow out a bit? How are you feeling on time and whatnot? Because I know you don't go as long as I do, so I'm checking in with you.
I normally get done around now, so I'm probably needing to head out here pretty soon. So if you have,
Okay.
any other closing questions you want, you can do that, and then probably head out here about 10 minutes or so.
Okay. So we will finish out with this one. And remember, I appreciate you endlessly for like coming out and hanging out with me. This was an absolute blast, and I loved every moment of it today.
Me too.
For streamers in chat, for the community about who might want to ever become streamers one day, if you have a piece of advice for any of them, streaming, whatever, what have you, what would you say to them now with all the 6.5 years of experience that you have on this platform?
Find your reason for wanting to do it. And hold on to that, because through the views that are going to go up and down, the games that are going to, should I play it, should I not, all the things that you go through on a day-to-day with a stream, you need to have that reason. And it can't be about money, and it can't be about popularity. You just need a reason within you that you hold on to, because it gets rocky, and it there is no guarantee, and every journey is different. So you need to have your own personal reason to do what you do and hold on to it, because when you start to lose sight of where you're going, because maybe you're seeing what other people are doing, or maybe because you start to question if you're doing what you should be doing, you just need to remember why you're doing what you're doing, and then you just keep going even when it gets hard. Don't give up, because it will get hard. It will for sure get hard. If it's something that you really want, things that are hard are often the things that are worth it. So just keep going.
I love that. I love that. That's actually not an answer I've gotten before.
Yeah.
So that is a completely unique answer, and I love that. I 100% endorse that sentiment. 10 out of 10.
Thanks. It's very true. It's what's
Yes.
kept me going through all of the stuff that I've gone through. It's the thing that's kept me going because I've had that thing that within me that I've held on to and just kept going.
Right. Oh my goodness, you guys. 100%. If you guys do not know and love this woman next to me as much as I do, if you guys have not been by one of her streams, light up that little heart, throw this woman a follow, and go check out her content when she goes live again, which is, by the way, when?
Tomorrow night, I'll be playing Sea of Thieves with Tuna, actually.
Oh, hey! There we go.
Yep, we're gonna go play some Sea of Thieves and do some PvP. Not gonna say it fallen, but you know what I mean.
Yep. And
Yeah.
your stream schedule generally looks like what, in case they can't catch you tomorrow?
Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. This week I am streaming Wednesday and Thursday, but this weekend I'm taking off. I'm going to not be streaming, taking a little bit of a streamer holiday break time, chill out, and then I'll be back to the normal schedule. And actually, my 6-year stream affiliate anniversary I was on October 15th. So
Oh, hey! Perfect
Yeah.
timing then. Alrighty. Mint, thank you so much for being here. I enjoyed every minute of this. It was absolutely fantastic. And you have been an absolute ball to have. So,
thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for volunteering.
Absolutely. It's so fun.